saved the stream. No, I'm just here to brag and leave. That's crazy. Dude, I got a retweet. We're on the starting screen. Don't get your panties in a bunch. We're not. Nobody can hear you yet. We're on the starting screen. Hello? Okay, but I have you muted. You will be unmuted shortly. We gotta do the big reveal. We'll figure that out as the time comes. Where are my notes? I have. Well, it's only 600 words of notes. It could be worse, could be better. You just watched the show. Why do you have notes? I need notes. Do you understand how little of a memory I actually have? I think a fun fact, this stream I think is the longest title that I've ever had in a stream. I'm surprised that YouTube even let me have it. I think, yeah, it's 97 characters out of 100. Nice. My nose is running. Hey guys, what's up? We're boys and we're friends. We're boyfriends. Still knows I can hear him. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna refresh that website one more time just to see if it works to the last second, so we don't. And guess what? The website still isn't working. I know it's a bit. Why you just let me do my? Please. There's this darkness so ancient in me. Let me be silly. Okay, are you ready? I did not rename it, so we're okay. Good sunny day, everybody. It's your friendly intergalactic sun prince of the sun, Enyo Solaris to Moshimasu. And today we are going to be talking about gay robots. And we got a special guest.
Hello.
Do your intro bit. Do your intro bit.
Hello. I am Cavalli, but you may call me Cris, as it is easier to remember. Thank you. Shout out to Giga Thunders for fixing this stream, everybody.
Okay, listen, stupid. I usually have this. You know the thing I was just using like yesterday to effing get the stupid crap to work. It's about the effing stupid ass.
Yeah, that's the one.
The website went down, so we're just screen sharing and using chroma key, and it does the same effect. Don't worry about it.
In true fashion, it just works.
It might actually work even better than the actual website, but again, screen sharing for when there's more than like one person is a pain in the butt.
I mean, yeah.
Anyway, hopefully all the audio is working fine. Say something.
Hello.
You're too loud.
I wanted to record a message for you to get you settled in on your first night.
No, not yet. I have to get 100. Do you know about that?
Know about what?
If I get 100 subscribers, I'll play 5 nights at Fortnite.
Oh, okay. Let me make how many subs do you need? 50? Let me make 50 YouTube accounts real quick.
You don't have to. That's cheating. That's not how it works.
But then you can play 5 nights at Tony Hawk's, and then it'll be really funny.
Tony Hawk's. was gonna say, before the stream, you were worrying like, oh, are we even gonna have anything this is gonna be like a 5-minute stream. You've forgotten that I waste 20 minutes at the beginning of every single stream.
No, I'm just wondering how we're gonna stretch 2 hours into 12 episodes.
I can rant about the prologue for 2 hours. Don't you doubt?
No, all right, go ahead. No, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
But first, okay, first of all, I want everyone to see. So going back to introducing Cris, Cris is a special guest, not appearing in a Solaris stream before now, but
it is I.
It is them. I am friends. I don't understand. I went off after episode 1 of the prologue, and the prologue because I went off after episode 1 and the prologue because I was so confused. Did you watch this show, Poke?
They watched like the first they watched the prologue and like episode 1 because I was like, let's watch this show, and I'm pretty sure they hate it. But it's okay. It'll buff out.
There you go. Poke can understand the context for the first 3 hours of this stream while we talk about the prologue.
You'll get it. Look. You people and you Zoomers don't understand. Anime, it tells you what's going on as you watch it. It doesn't have to give you all the answers right away.
But anyway, oh frick, I broke it. Oh yeah, so in addition to this is he's just a regular I'm trying to explain who this person is.
I'm a night elf demon hunter. It's that easy.
Night elf demon hunter.
Yes.
And also my friend who I met on a expedition in World of Warcraft, I guess. Where are you from?
Yeah, you came by Teldrassil and I was like, yo, what up? You look lost, and I showed you around.
Yeah, and then ever since then we've been BFFs forever.
Yeah, you remember when we assassinated Kill Jaden together? That was epic.
We did what now?
Thanks for that one. I appreciate that one.
But yeah, in the same friend group that, Poke and Dom and Yish and Azraid are in. And am I missing anyone?
No, do they know about Oreo Kirby?
Well, they might at some point. Oreo Kirby is more of a hot commodity than even you are at this point.
Yeah. That's fair.
Oreo Kirby was working on a Minecraft and went MIA, and I think is lost deep in the jungle. Don't worry about it. You'll get that one character lore at a time. Okay. Right now we're talking about Cris lore.
It's me lore. Hello.
First of all, thank you to Thank you to Pokepony for this image, for this PNG tuber image that we are using. I did update the description to credit them in the description because I forgot about that one. But I did it now, okay? I did it now. In the description. Go follow them on Twitter. They make a lot of cool art like this. Mostly pony and furry art and Halloween arts. It's mostly just pictures of like Freddy Krueger from Fortnite at Freddy's the 13th. And Dead by Fortnite. Dead by Fortnite.
Is the only thing you know Fortnite? Is that the only Zoomer game you know?
Five Nights at Freddy's and Undertale.
Undertale is not a Zoomer game.
You sure about that one?
I'm positive.
Pony and furry and Halloween. You figured you cracked the code. But yeah, here's Cris. There, look at him. He's beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I spend a lot of time every morning polishing my horns. It's a lot of work.
Be careful where you're pointing those horns.
We're fine. They only hurt if I will it to be.
Don't scratch the goods.
It's alright. You won't even be phased.
Okay, so, have we wasted 20 minutes of the stream yet? No, okay. So, something I was thinking the other day is, you know how I had a pumpkin spice pizza the other day?
Excuse me?
It's like a dessert pizza. It doesn't have like tomato sauce, unfortunately.
Oh man, speaking of pizza, I was talking to a coworker and the other day he got a pizza and it was like a pie with with everything on it, but the toppings were spread out by slice. So like one slice had anchovies, one slice had pepperoni, one slice had black olives. It was crazy looking.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, it was wild.
It was one slice pumpkin spice.
I don't believe so.
I'm pretty sure it was just like bread, like dough and like pumpkin spice and like whipped cream, and that was it.
That's just a regular pie.
It did taste somewhat like it might have just been a pumpkin pie. It might have just been...
That's not a pizza at all.
Wait a minute. Anyway.
Is there red? Alright, whatever.
So anyway, let's talk about the show. Hey, do you want some pizza pie? I don't listen. You are Earthlings or wherever the F you from. We don't work like that on the sun, okay? We call everything pizza in the sun. It doesn't get confusing. Calling every pizza a pizza. So anyway,
I'm from Azeroth, not Earth. Anyway,
pizza watched this pizza, and it's a pretty good pizza, and it's written by Pizza, who also made pizza, and I like the other pizza, so that's why I was interested in this pizza.
Hello?
And then
shut up, please.
And then Pizza was like, "Hey, you but I haven't watched it yet. It's just been on the back burner." And then Pizza said, "Hey, you should watch this," and and I'm like, I probably and then Pizza said I probably should. Pizza probably should. I can't do this. Keep this bit up anymore.
I'm so confused.
I can't replace every single noun with pizza anymore. I'm sorry. Okay, let's talk about Multiple Soup Gundam, The Witch from Mercury. First of all, I did not mean to do 2 YOASOBI opening themes in a row, because I just covered Oshinoko, and Oshinoko also had an opening by YOASOBI, and the part 1 of this series also done by YOASOBI.
Yes, you are correct.
So that was completely unintentional, but I don't know why YOASOBI's popping off all over the place now, because they're also making because there was this show. I think this show was like the part 1 of this show was from early this year or late last year, October 2022.
This show aired October 2022. It's a year old now. The last episode aired July 2nd of 23.
Yeah, but it was it was split.
Yeah, well, I'm talking like the whole thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know. Now, YOASOBI's also doing a new opening, so I don't know. I blame TikTok because when I think like one of their songs got like popular on TikTok, and now like YOASOBI's just like all over the place now. So
they're a good artist.
I used to like YOASOBI before they got popular on TikTok, because VTuber did a cover of one of their songs, and I'm like, oh, I should check this out. And that was before TikTok even existed in like 2021.
Yeah, I liked Shy Lily before she got popular. You're not special anyway. Anyway, this show is written by the great Ichiro Okuchi. Is that how you say his name? I don't know. I can't speak Japanese. They made Code Geass and Devilman Crybaby, which is also very good stuff.
And Fudge. What was the other one? The one
Guilty
with the
Crown?
I think he also did Guilty Crown too.
He did also do Guilty Crown.
I'm
Space Dandy.
Well, you did one episode of Space Dandy.
He also did
the one
part
with the
5
with the ninjas.
of Lupin the Third.
The one with the ninjas.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's a lot of ninja shows.
Oh my gosh, it was like one of my.
The only one anyone knows is Code Geass. What's it matter?
But I know the other one, supposedly.
If you could just figure it out. I think he also worked on Spy Family. That's the new popular anime, right?
He's currently working on Spy Family.
I don't know if that's just any good. I haven't checked that out.
I'm scrolling. It was like why do I have absolutely no memory? I can't even effing find him on. Oh, here we go. Okuchi Ichiro.
Yeah, okay.
Code Geass,
right.
currently working on the anime adaptation of Spy Family Season 2. Although I think that's a waste of his talents.
Probably.
Princess Principal! It was Princess Principal! Oh my god.
I don't know anything about Spy Family. It looks okay. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
It was Princess Principal was the more like recent anime that he worked on that I really liked.
And you know that this guy is a true being of nature because they also worked on Turn A Gundam, which is also one of the best Gundam series of all time. So I'm just saying.
Have you seen Princess Principal?
No, I have not.
Okay. If you like girls kissing and this guy's writing style, you should probably watch Princess Principal.
Girls kissing is great.
Okay, anyway.
We could talk about that for an hour. I could talk about Sakura Kiss for a very long time.
But anyway, Okuchi, as a fellow writer, I really appreciate his style of writing, which is just basically boils down to racism is bad and crazy plot twists.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
And I think he is actually a good fit for Gundam, because I think it, from what again, well, only seen half of the series, but overall thoughts is I like it a fair amount, because I think it combines Okuchi's like writing style with like Gundam's themes of like anti-war. I think racism bad and anti-war kind of like work well together, and also crazy plot twists.
And like the way he told this Gundam series too is it's very different from the rest of Gundams, especially how he goes into detail about the mobile suits, also known as like original Gundams, because there's more than just original Gundams in this Gundam series.
Yeah, despite being a hardcore anime fan, I know a lot about Gundam. I've read like academic articles about Gundam, but I've never actually like sat down and watched a full series of Gundam up until now. So like
Gundam is great.
I know a lot. So I know like a lot of like what Gundam is about, like how it's about like anti-war and like new types and like the cultural impact that it had. And like how it basically made anime into a thing that you could make.
If you like, by the end of it, if you like Witch from Mercury, you should watch Iron-Blooded Orphans, because that one is messed up.
I know, I've been interested in that one for a while, because I really like the opening, because it's made by a man with a mission. Raise your flag! That one? Oh, that one?
Yeah.
So I should actually watch the show. Just so I can...
You should. Gundam's a great show.
I've definitely watched worse shows before, just to hear Man with a Mission in the opening. Like,
Gundam has single-handedly helped the Japanese economy almost more than you could ever know.
It's really...
You don't know how many Gundams I currently own, actually.
Because, yeah, that's what I was saying before about, like, I mean, Gundam was, like, influential just because it was, like, a very, like, high-quality anime series, and, it kind of tapped into, you know, the things that appeal to otaku, like, you know, being special and being new type, and, had a lot of, like, more adult themes, too, about, like, anti-war, and, it was able to be profitable because it figured out, like, hey, we could make this anime just to advertise toys.
Yeah, it works. I have so many Gundam.
Those are the two key principles of Gundam. War is bad, buy our stuff.
I have like 11 Gundams, and like 4 of them aren't even built.
And it works, cause yeah, like that was the thing that made Gundam like really profitable. It's like it was like a week. Like, during, like, the, like, episodic episodes, they would, like, introduce a new Gundam and be like, hey, if you think this Gundam is cool, you should buy it and give us money.
The reason we have buildable figurines is because of Bandai, and I appreciate them.
So, and that's still kind of how anime works now. Like, most of the money that's made off of anime isn't, like, from, like, the anime itself, but, like, the merchandise that spins off of it. Which is as a whole nother topic of discussion in itself, but you get the idea. Point is, Gundam is influential. And obviously we know Okuji is also super influential with just Code Geass alone, but also made a bunch of other cool stuff.
Yes, everyone should go to what's the Spotify and stream the soundtrack from Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury.
Oh yeah, speaking of streaming and advertising, this whole series is also available for free on YouTube.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
It's kind of crazy, but it kind of makes sense because this anime, more than anything else, is just relying on, like, purely toy sales, you know? It's just, like, I mean, at the end of every... It's, like, free on YouTube, and at the end of every video, at the end of every episode, they show you an ad for something you can buy.
Okay, but, like, Ariel is the coolest Gundam we've gotten in so long.
It is a cool-ass Gundam. Like, I have a screenie of it. There's a screenie. It looks like the classic Gundam, but, like, very, like, sleek and, like, I don't know how else to describe it other than sleek. It looks
it's feminized, you know?
It's a feminized.
And Guel's Delanza, that suit is so cool.
Which one?
Guel, the guy with the pink hair.
Oh yeah, I forget exactly, but yeah.
Guel Jirtuk, his Delanza is very cool.
I should pull up the characters' names because I'm not going to remember them all. Actually, no, I wrote them down. This is why we make notes. This is why we make notes.
You don't just remember things.
You do remember things?
You don't understand how much I love this show. I was like, oh, I should rewatch this in case I don't remember anything. And showing Poke the prologue, I was like, oh, I remember everything.
I remember everything now. But yeah, anyway, that's the base overall. There's your spoiler-free section of just general overall what this show is about. It's written. It's cool. I know we haven't even talked about the main cast, but
if you're afraid of lesbians, don't watch.
But we'll get into that as we go on. But I just wanted a general, like, here's what this show is. Spoiler free section is ending now. You have been threatened. I mean,
alright, so how do you feel about the prologue? Talk to me about it.
It's little Mr. I could talk for 20 minutes about the prologue.
I can talk forever about the prologue. What don't you get about it?
No, I was saying, the prologue is very good about, like, you know, war is bad and buy our toys, because it showed off a bunch of really cool Gundam, and also showed off that, like, okay, so, like, the main, like, political conflict of the show is that Gundam, I'm not sure if this is exactly how Gundam worked in, this series is like an alternate universe.
It's a new thing. The thing that they do with Gundams is completely new in this series.
Okay, yeah. Because, I mean, I know, like, I think they kept some aspects of, like, only special people can pilot Gundams.
Yes.
But, like, in general, like, this is just a completely alternate, like, timeline, not related to, like, the main Gundam at all. So unfortunately, my favorite character of Gundam, Full Frontal, is not going to show up.
I'm so sorry.
I also want to watch the show that he's from, just because I saw his name and how he looked, and I'm like, that's my favorite Gundam character. I don't even need to watch the show. His name is Full Frontal.
He's the antagonist for oh god, I don't even remember.
I don't know. Anyway,
he pilots Unicorn, which is the coolest, also weirdest looking Gundam ever.
Anyway, how Gundams work in this series is that they, like, plug into your brain and you just use them as an extension, basically as like a prosthetic. Yeah,
so you know Evangelion, right?
You know about Evangelion and the plug.
You know how when you get in the robot
the
Shinji,
thing, right?
you feel the pain that your Gundam feels.
Is that how it worked? I don't think that's how it works.
I mean, kind of. So, like, it's like, almost like that. And for Gundam, it's like you plug it into your brain because, like, yeah, it's an extension of yourself, so you have full control of, like, movement and decisions.
But it, like, if you're not prepared for it, it, like, poisons your brain and kills you.
No, if you're a shit-eating baby, yeah, no.
If you're a shit-eating baby, then yeah, that's, I guess, what happens. Because, like,
Gundam's messed up.
The main political conflict is that the good guys want to use this prosthetic, like, Gundam tech to link the brain up with robots, and then they can, like, augment their bodies so they can, like, go to space. Because apparently being in space, like, with the regular-ass spacesuits they have, like, F's everybody up.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Like, at the beginning, like, the mom character, like, doesn't have an arm because, like, she lost it in, like, a mining accident or something, and that's why she's the one pushing that we can, like, hey, we should use these Gundams to, so we can go into space. But the bad guys, like, don't, like, want the risk of people, like, plugging their brain into a robot and, getting, like, brain badness or whatever. It's really vague what happens.
The Gundam curse.
The Gundam curse. The curse of the Gundam.
It's very weird because, like, Gundam is it's more specific in this anime than it's ever been, because in other ones everything's a Gundam, right? It's some type of Gundam, but for this series, Gundam is a very specific mobile suit type. Yeah,
because there are, like, other, like, like, the bad guys or, like, everybody else, like, who doesn't use a Gundam uses, like, just regular, like, mobile suits that just function, like, how you think mechs would work, where they push buttons and the thing goes.
Yeah, Gundam is, like, an extension of self, and the rest of the mobile suits are like you're driving a car.
But you know, okay, so something funny about the prologue is that, like, I feel like in any other story, like, the bad guys would be the one in the right because, like, they're trying to protect people, and, like, the good guys only want, the Gundam technology so they can, like, expand their empire and go into space. Right? Am I crazy?
I mean, normally, like, yes, right? But you saw Elnora and her arm, and, like, obviously, if you lost an arm and you would feel that phantom pain of, like, your arm is still there and it still hurts like it's still there, you could easily fix that. You just get your arm back and it's like it's a real part of yourself.
Yeah, again. It's the thing that saves it is that, like, there's a lot of, like, characterization going on, but if you just look at the fact, like, the good guys want to expand their empire and the bad guys want people to not die. But, you know, the characterization does a lot of heavy lifting. Like, because first of all, the prologue starts with the bad guys being like, we're shutting down the Gundam project and everyone working on it is gonna die, so they just go storm their ship and murder everybody, including the main character's dad.
Yeah, well,
so, like, it's hard to take a good moral, it's hard to take the upper moral stance here when the first thing that you do in the series is murder a bunch of innocent people.
Not the main character.
One of the main characters.
I will explain this very simply. Eri, the little girl that you first see, is not Soleta Mercury.
Oh, well, F it. Is that a spoiler for the second half?
No, it's literally, they tell you her name in the prologue, and it's Ericht, and her mom.
Oh, well.
And then in episode 1, you were introduced to Soleta Mercury.
Oh,
they are not the same person.
Maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I assumed they had the same mom. They have the same mom. They have the same.
Why do you suppose that is?
They have the same mom. They have the same hair color. It's fine.
Why do you suppose that is?
We're not getting into spoilers. I'm not listening to you anymore.
No, I'm not. I'm asking a question. Why do you think Eri looks so similar to Soleta?
I don't know. Soleta had a son that died.
Soleta is like 16. 17? I think she's 17.
I was referencing that like Naruto meme image. You know which one I'm talking about?
I have no idea which one you're talking about.
Pull up my stream. I'll show it on stream.
Your stream's been up. I've been watching it.
I lost it. Dom sent it to me. Like 20 years ago. Oh, here we go. Boruto's dad have a son that died.
True.
Okay, no, I have no idea.
Alright, well, you'll find out.
Probably robots. Probably robots.
Something to do with robots. I don't know, maybe.
Anyway, the main conflict, yeah, so the bad guys say they want to help people, but really they're just a bunch of a-holes who want political power, and the good guys only want to, like, expand into space because that's like where people live. They're like, oh yeah, this is our home. Like Mars is our home. We can't just abandon it and like go back to Earth. So we need like these Gundams so we can like live in our home and stuff like that. And that's kind of where like Okuchi's like, you know, writing style kind of goes into play. I want to say something other than just racism, but it's about like, you know, people and like their homeland and like what that means to them and stuff like that. Right, Princess Principal also had a lot of that about like, and also Code Geass. The entirety of Code Geass was also about that, about, you know, Britannia and whatnot. It's been forever since I've watched Code Geass. I forgot exactly what the hell the show's even about.
But if you are familiar to the Gundam series, you know this factoid, but there's always been a big differential, like, divide between the people that live in space and the people that live on Earth. Earthnoids and Spacenoids, okay? The people that live in space
is that where new types come from?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, the people that live in space, the easiest way to think about it is it's like your Jeff Bezos, like your billionaires, right? They're fucking rich. Like they like, just have it.
Later throughout the series, like we see that like, you know, space people like look down on Earthlings, and like we get shots of Earth and everybody's just living in the slums.
Yeah, living on Earth sucks. It sucks. Like it is awful. Like picture like what Detroit would look like, and it's all of Earth.
You know, actually, please do not actually look up pictures of Detroit, but just imagine what Detroit might look like. And it's almost like half as bad as that.
Think of in your head from everything you know in media of what Detroit looks like,
and at least we're not instead Detroit. Expand it. We're not Detroit. Sorry, I'm good.
But yeah, living on Earth sucks. If you're not in space, you're a loser.
Wait, I have a question then. Like, they want to build the Gundams so they can live in the harsh realm of space, but like, how are the rich-ass Spatians doing that without the Gundam technology?
Because they're rich-ass Spatians. They have like amazing suit technology, like the air suits.
I guess
so. They don't need it.
I guess there's also just different parts. Like, they talk about how like Mars in particular is a very like rough place. They talk about Mars like it's the Inaka, like it's a world part of like Japan.
Mercury, not Mars. Is it Mars? I don't know. Both of them.
The show is called The Witch from Mercury, so
yeah. So like, but being on Mercury, when you're from Mercury, you are looked like if you are basically like if you're from Osaka.
No, I don't know, just like general like northern Japan. Like again, as someone who's lived in northern Japan for 3 years and also just tend to watch anime, the way they talk about, you know, Mercury is very similar to how they talk about world Japan. Like, oh yeah, you know, I know everybody there, we're all friends, and you know, the population is decreasing, and I want to build a school there, and it's mostly like mining work out there, you know, that kind of stuff.
They immediately call Soleta a country bumpkin.
That might have just been in the English translation. By the way, I did not mention, I watched the Japanese version for this.
As you should, it's the better version.
Okay, there was a dub, and also
the dub kind of sucks. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of sucks.
Despite what I've said about Bleach, I'm usually a just default to Japanese guy.
I'm like that too, except for Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball is a different special exception, especially like original Dragon Ball, because like the audio for original Dragon Ball just got effed somewhere. So like if you want to so like the only like Japanese Dragon Ball is like in really bad quality audio wise, because they didn't know how to preserve tapes in 1980.
Like
a fire happened. They're going.
What's her name?
The main voice actress for Goku.
Yeah, she she's an all-star, right? I applaud her for all she's done. I don't think it makes sense for a 40-year-old man to sound like a child. Goku is 40, okay? He does not need to sound like he did when he was 10, okay? Like, let's just get that out of the way.
Understandable. So that's mostly like just Japan not liking to change voice actors ever. And so that's the voice that they hired when Dragon Ball was a baby, and that's just kind of the voice they stuck with. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Like, I almost like, and One Piece does it too, where it's the same voice actress, but Luffy, besides like a 3-year time skip, he doesn't really age much. Dragon Ball skips like 30 years. So like,
anyway, we're not getting off on side tangents. You're getting off on side tangents.
Yeah, shut up.
But yeah, the intro, it could definitely, the intro doesn't have like a whole lot of like unique content, because if you skipped the intro, you could probably figure out what's going on. But
the reason for the prologue to exist is to tell you about the world that you are in currently.
Yeah, it just basically starts with like a giant info dump, which I guess is fine. Again, it's only like 20 minutes, so like even if it's like, it's not as bad as like Fate Zero or something.
Like they kind of have to with the prologue because of how much Gundam there is. They need to have a way to disconnect it from the rest of Gundam.
Yeah. And again, the first proper episode, they just get straight into, you know, talking about the characters and like actual plot and stuff.
Yeah, you meet Solida Mercury, who is your main character. You meet Miorine Rembrandt, who is his wife, you know.
Wait! Oh, do we have anything else to say about the intro, the prologue? Before we officially change gears to talking about the first bit,
I want to ask you how much did you, if at all, did you cry at all when Eri was singing "Happy Birthday"?
Oh God, yeah, that was kind of bad. It happens multiple times in the series, and I'm like, are we just gonna cry and sing "Happy Birthday"?
Yeah.
But yeah, at the very end of the prologue, like while the dad is dying, they sing "Happy Birthday."
Yeah. By the way, Eri's father was murdered on the day of her birthday.
That's crazy.
She was like 4.
Birthdays also like come up later on in the series, like with Ellen.
Ellen
Didn't say
Ellen Paris.
Ellen Musk.
Definitely not.
No, but yeah. Again, prologue is a lot of like info dump, but also it does have a lot of like good character moments, and it makes you like. It does a lot of characterization for the good guys. Again, on paper, it seems like the bad guys are in the right, but they do a lot of characterization of like, you know, the good guys are good and they have a family and they want to protect their family, and the bad guys are evil and they only care about money and they're gonna use war for profit and blah blah blah, you know, classic Gundam stuff.
You also meet Elnora, who is very important. So I mean, whatever.
Who?
Elnora? Eri and Soleda's mother.
Oh, wait, are we sure? I thought that was.
Yes.
I thought that was like. I thought she had a different name. I thought she had a different name.
She changes her name because of the whole Gundam thing.
Oh yeah, and then she does like a second reveal later. Whatever. We're talking about episode.
Yeah, I'm just telling you. You meet her mama.
Okay, now we are officially talking about the first arc, which I consider episodes 1, 2, 3, which is basically just like reintroducing you to the characters and reintroducing you to the characters and like showing that like basically getting them into the school, because it doesn't it is like a high school setting because it's anime. We can never get away from high school settings.
Yeah, boom. Solida gets sent to Estesia, the School of Technology. I don't know how to say it.
Yeah, she's like a country. She's a country bumpkin, and she goes to a big school to learn about Gundams.
She wants to be a pilot, a professional pilot. For I guess war. I don't know what they do professional pilots for.
It sounds like she just wants to, you know, further like research and development on Mars and like research Gundams and whatnot.
Mercury.
It's Mercury.
It's her last name.
Mercury, Mars, same thing. You get the idea.
Not at all. You are in the sky. You know they're not the same thing.
Listen, it's everything that is not the sun is just another stupid rock. I don't care.
Wow. That's gotta be racist.
I'm kidding. I know Pluto. Does that count?
Isn't Pluto like not a planet anymore? Did it reintroduce? Does it have planet status again?
Anyway, so she goes to school and then she meets the love of her life.
Miorin Rembrandt.
Miori?
Miorin?
They literally say it like 20 times throughout the series. I still cannot remember her effing name.
You can just call her Mio.
Miorine. Mio. Yeah, let's call her Mio.
Because that is what people start calling her later, so it's fine.
But yeah, she's like basically the exact opposite of Suletta. Because Soletta's like this, like, you know, I mean, part of what makes this show so entertaining, like moment to moment, it's just their dynamic, is because I love their dynamic of like Suletta being like this ditzy shy girl, and then in contrast with like the confident rebellious one. So good, because she's like the Mio is like super confident, super bossing around. She's a hella girl boss, and also her dad is like working for like is like basically like the bad guy. So literally the contrast opposite to Suletta, and that is a ship mechanic I definitely definitely appreciate. And another thing that makes them, yeah, so I just like all their like little interactions of like somebody like comes up and Suletta gets all scared and Mio's like, oh, like the screenshot.
Yeah, Soletta's a nervous wreck, and Mio is just kind of like, whatever.
So like immediately, like, I'm a fan of this dynamic, and it does like throughout they don't just like use this dynamic just to like so the characters have a personality. I mean, it definitely helps in the more like slice of life moments of the show, but also there is like character development because they help each other like make up for their shortcomings. Like Suletta learns to be like more confident, and Mio learns to be like more compassionate toward others. And they grow together as people, and it's great. I don't know what's going on with their hair though. They have very crazy anime hair.
it's anime hair. It's fine.
It's anime hair. Suletta has
I love Soletta's hair. I love it so much.
Yeah, Soletta's got like this like short hair going on, but she also has like a long like ponytail coming off the back of it too.
Yeah, it's great. It's Mercury fashion. There you got me doing it. See, look what you did.
It's all the rage on Mars. Mercury. It's called the Gundam Mobile Suit Gundam, the Witch from Mars. I mean Mercury.
Her name is Suletta Mercury.
Anyway, but it works out because this first like arc is just about like just to develop like their character relationship and like their characters in general.
Yeah, they have a mutual evil with the first antagonist that we have.
The fudge. This is why I need notes. So Suletta gets to the school. She meets Mio, and then Mio is like through the rules. What's going on?
Look, Suletta Miorin has an obsession with Earth, and she wants to get to Earth. And the first time Suletta meets Miorin is when she's in space drifting. about to run out of oxygen.
Trying to get the F away. Yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah, and Murian sets out, or not Murian, Suletta sets out an aerial and picks her up, and Murian's all pissed about it because she's like, "What the hell? I'm trying to escape."
Yeah, that's how they first meet, but it like where they're like their actual confrontation happens is they find Guel. Everybody has effed up names in this stupid
show.
Guel
Jertuk.
Guel is like Mio's like arranged marriage fiance guy because he won a Gundam duel, and also their dad say so.
So yes, in the school of technology, everything that any problem is solved by a duel. Apologies, bets, rites of passage, everything is settled by a duel. Guel Jertuk has the most duels, making him the holder, aka Murian's fiance. Yeah. If anyone were to beat Guel Jertuk, they take the holder status away from him.
And that's what happened in episode 1.
That's what happens in episode 1. Suletta is like, hey, because Guel is a prick, and he's picking on Murian.
The literal first thing he does is start beating his wife.
Yeah, he's awful, right? He sucks.
And they get smacked in the ass by Suletta.
And then he's like, oh yeah, why don't you fight me about it? And she's like, all right, I will. And she kicks his ass.
And then she kicks his ass because she got a Gundam and he don't.
Suletta said, I'm better.
Suletta said, I have a better robot. I'm better than you. So then, like, yeah, at the very end of the end of the very first episode, like, Mio explains, like, well, since you beat him, I guess now we're engaged. And she's like, wait, what? I just wanted him to apologize for beating his wife. I didn't want to take his wife from him. That's just how it goes, man.
I'm gonna, I want you to put this on screen because this is at the end of the first episode. I'm sending it in voice chat. This is one of my all-time, from the first episode, one of my all-time favorite images ever.
I think I have a screenshot of that image. I don't even think I need to download anything. There you go. The first thing where like Suletta comes out of the robot and talks to Mio.
Yeah.
It's sick.
And Mio's just like, oh, how nice to meet you, my groom. It's like fucking boom! It's crazy!
They say something like, it's not quite groom in Japanese. It's like combining the word for like groom and wife. It's like groom wife or whatever. But the subtitle mostly just translates it to groom. I forget exactly what the word was, but you get the idea. Sorry,
yeah, Suletta wears the pants. Anyway.
Suletta wears the pants. Are you sure about that one? You think it's not the other way around?
Suletta definitely wears the pants.
I thought she's supposed to be the shy one, not the confident one.
You saw episode 12.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
you know what happens.
That the classic trope of what appears to be the bottom is actually the top.
Yeah, Suletta wears the pants. She is like, king, I'll kill you. Like,
anyway,
don't mess with my wife.
So, yeah, I like the first episode, especially in contrast with the prologue episode, because like the prologue episode, I mean, it had some cool moments, but it was a lot of like plot exposition. This one was just like, fight Gundam, go, and then have a great scene, and then we're getting married. I'm like, dang, when you said the show had like lesbians in it, I was like, oh, it's just another Yuri bait show, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah, I gotcha. But like, no, they like straight up have like an actual like relationship and like hashtag relationship goals and like,
yeah, it's a very real, like, humbling, very sweet lesbian relationship. It's not like, you know, it's not bait.
Yeah, it's like the show actually takes their like relationship and like developing it like seriously.
It's not like there's two girls and they're in love. Like, nah, it's just
because when I first heard like, okay, Gundam high school Yuri, I'm like, okay, it's gonna be like a cute girls but Gundam. I was very wrong. I should have realized as soon as I saw who was writing it, because Okuchi does not shy away from actual girls kissing.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I like and then after that they're like, hey, that's a Gundam, that's illegal, and then she gets thrown in jail and a bunch of other like political stuff happens.
Yeah, and then they do some investigating, and they're like, "Oh, we're wrong."
Well, yeah, they go back and forth on that a lot in this first season of like, is this a Gundam? Is this not a Gundam? Is this Gundam? But basically, Soletta's mom comes out and be like, it's not a Gundam. What are you talking about?
Yes, this mobile suit is handmade, one of the first handmade of its kind, and is what company is she part of? I don't remember.
The Mars company.
Shinsei Development, that's what it is. Anyway, yeah.
But yeah,
not a Gundam. Is it a Gundam? I don't know, maybe.
But they definitely, like, again, like after that first episode, again, I know it's that is low IQ anime criticism of like, oh, I thought it was gonna be this way, but I was surprised in that it was this way. But like, I don't know, man. The first episode was just like, oh, now I get it.
Don't judge an anime by its tags, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm usually good about that. And I think I knew somewhere deep in my heart that it was more than it was. I watched it, didn't I?
I mean,
I thought it was good enough
Gundam.
to watch it, right?
Reading the word Gundam in a series should already tell you not to trust the tags.
Fair enough. And also, Okuchi.
True. Yeah, very true.
But yeah, I also like but yeah, the first like 3 episodes, the plot about they have to have a duel to like get the rights back so the both Soletta and Mio can be in the academy is really good because it immediately does like the thing I like in writing where like you have like these characters and they have like these character traits and then you immediately put them in situations where they are uncomfortable and they have to like grow as people. Because, you know, Soletta is just like a shy little girl. She just, you know, she just wants to have her robot and she wants to have like a regular ass school life. But like then she's immediately pushed into like this big role as like the Holder and Mio's like wife. And also like thrown into this like big political conflict about, you know, the whether or not she has a Gundam and not whatnot. And then they also do the same with Mio. Because Mio is just kind of, you know, wanting to live her own life and run away from, you know, run away and escape to Earth, but like her dad is like controlling her life and like Soletta gives her a reason to stay on Earth. Like it's good character writing just in general.
Yeah, it's really good.
Is that all you had to say about that?
No, you hit the nail on the head there. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say it's hard to just like have a very long discussion about stuff like that because it's just like it's good character writing. There you go.
Like I've watched a lot of anime this year.
Nice.
And this is probably like the best one I've seen all year.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it a lot too. Even though I don't know, season 1 is a little slow, but I'm assuming it seems to build up a lot for part 2.
Yeah, I mean they have to like show you the conflict and the world building and like get you to like worry. Yeah. Like why what is happening? Why is this happening? What the hell are these old heads' problem?
Yeah, it has a little bit of the Code Geass syndrome of like there's this big political warfare happening, but also we gotta get ready for the school festival.
Yeah.
And we gotta, you know, but I think it does work a lot better because again, like, because of the duels and like the duels whoever wins the duels has to agree to whatever, like it works a lot better, like intertwining like that school life and like all the political drama into like a singular narrative. They still do feel a little bit separate, but like at least like when you hear like, oh, because this duel happened, this other political thing happened, and this thing happened at the school, and blah blah blah, like it connects it a little bit better than Code Geass.
Yeah, you literally you're about to see like Guel's dad kill like Mr. Rembrandt, and as soon as his son loses, he's like, oh shit, I can't kill him now.
Like, oh, it's not that he can't kill him. It's like it wouldn't be beneficial anymore.
Yeah, he won't gain
like,
anything. So like that's a whole like political explosion in itself.
Speaking of Gwell, he tried to have a character arc in like this first like episode, because like he loses like the first fight, and then his dad's like, "You son of a whore, you."
Basically, right?
Because his dad is also like a big political evil guy.
If you think Gwell sucks, his dad is like 14 times worse.
Yeah, because like he does like have a character arc of like his father, like after he loses like the first duel, like his father doesn't trust him, so he puts like AI into like his robot to like fight for him. And then like he like has this big thing of like, screw you, Dad, I can make it on my own, Dad.
I'll tell you, I won't just like go into it, but when I started this show, I also hated Gwell, and by the end of the entire show, Gwell ended up being one of my favorite characters.
Listen, I understand they do make Gwell sympathetic, because yes, his dad's like 10 times worse, and like he has his own like pride thing, and like he gets humbled a lot. Like he's homeless for like a large part of the season.
Yeah, he gets Vegeta.
But listen, it's hard to feel bad for him when one of the first things he does in the entire show is beat his wife.
Yeah, no, I get that, but like I don't know, everyone goes through their own arc.
Listen, everybody beats their wife. It's no big deal.
No.
No, don't clip that out of context. No.
Don't clip that. Don't clip that.
What you were saying?
No, but like, Gwell is the way he is because he lives on a high horse, and him finally getting kicked off of that high horse jumpstarts his arc, and everyone goes through an arc in this. Like, every main character goes through an arc.
Yeah, I will say that, like, yeah, there was a lot of like really good character action. I blame, I forgot his name. If I'm not directly looking at it, I forget his name. Okuchi. He definitely is good with like, you know, writing characters and having them go through like a good arc. And like that's kind of happening with Gwell, but like, you know, and also at the end, you kind of feel for him, but like, we'll see how part 2 goes, because it's like, yeah. I guess I do want to like him. I do want to like him. It's just really hard when like first impressions mean a lot, okay? And first impression
I get that.
Is really hard to break, but like if that's what they're going for.
And like I wholeheartedly, like, because one of my best friends in the whole world, he told me to watch this show,
and he also beat his wife.
and he also was like, man, Gwell sucks, right? And I was like, yeah, he's the worst. I hope he suffers. And then like as soon as like some like shit turns, I'm like, damn, I really feel for Gwell.
Yeah, because he does get healed like immediately after losing like a third duel in a row. His dad's like, I'm kicking you out, you're living on the streets, and he like, and other people like offer to take him in, but he's like, no, I wanna do things on my own and prove my worth. So like he goes and like lives in a tent, and I think he like leaves entirely and joins like a random like shipping company or whatever.
Yeah. So like that's for later. We'll talk about that when we get closer to that's like episode 10, 11, right?
Yeah. But yeah, as far as like in this first arc, like they're trying. I'll try to like him. I just
you will.
He did say sorry for beating his wife. It's not like he did anything really bad.
Oh my God. I'm telling you, you will like Gwell. He gets redeemed pretty well.
Listen, by the end of the series, you're gonna want to be beat by him.
True. Look at the hair.
He does have cool hair. There's a lot of like really cool like character designs in this show. Like this guy's not relevant until like a later arc, but there's like there's a lot of like different varieties of characters in this show, like Choo Choo with the big giant pink hair.
Yeah.
And
she's a Kari cord.
This guy who's just permanently has his shirt unbuttoned.
Oh, Shattuck, yeah.
Yeah, and his name's Shattuck.
Shattuck's great.
But yeah, one more thing I wanted to say about this first arc is that there is a lot of like, I don't know if this will be a continuing theme throughout the series, but there's a lot of like parent and child relationships, right? Like the parents, like, that's not something you see in anime very frequently, is that, like, the parents of all the main characters having, like, parents, and that them being, like, important to the plot as well. Right? Because we got, Soletta and, like, her mom, and, like, her mom basically helps her during the first arc and says, like, oh, that's not a Gundam, and, like, appeals to the court and stuff like that. And then we got, Mio and, like, her dad, like, trying to control her and, like, not, like, seeing her as, like, an actual person. And there's also, Guel and his dad, not, like, trusting him in that whole arc that happens. So there's definitely a lot of, like, you know, adults suck kind of mentality, or, like, I don't know. I think, what do you have to say about this?
No, I mean, you're right, because, like, they are just kind of high school kids, right? So, like, you have to, like, answer to your parents, and especially when you're like a young teen or even a late teen, and, like, this school is one of the, like, top performing mobile suit schools, like, in the whole world. So what their kids are doing is going to be influential to the future no matter what happens. So their parents have to be involved in some type of way.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see when, like, again, most anime don't even acknowledge the parents' existence.
And, like, the parents, they're all a part of, like, their own top-selling, like, organization of, like, mobile suits, like...
Yeah, like, everybody owns, like, part of a company or, like, whatever. So, like, yeah. It's very cool. Again, like, kind of tying the, like, political story of this show with the, like, high school part of this show. Like, the kids kind of represent, like, the more high school parts, and the adults kind of represent, like, the more, like, political side, and, like, their interactions are kind of like how these two plot points, like, intertwine. Right? Yeah. That makes sense?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Because this is not in my notes. I just thought of that on the fly about how, like, the show handles both its political and, like, high school storylines.
You are 100% correct.
But yeah, I also, and yeah, as we see later, like, the parents still continue to be important. And, the children are the future. Something, I don't know, man.
Children are the future.
Anyway, next arc is, hold on, I gotta, wait, I gotta fix. Should probably
we're fixing.
Okay, episode 4 to 6, which is, not Elon, but Ellen's character arc.
Yes.
I'm not sure what to make of this. Is it spoilers for later in the show? Because, like, I feel like his arc kind of ended unceremoniously.
Whatever you say, I will not spoil.
Because,
but basically, Ellen, he's got the Gundam curse.
He's
right?
got the gun. Yeah,
he piloted one of the original Gundams, the Lifrit, and he's got the curse of the Gundam pilot. So he's in a lot of pain, and he's working with the goose ladies. You know,
goose ladies.
They look like geese. You know.
I think I know what you're talking about.
And they're trying to find Pale House. They're those guys. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're trying to figure out, like, how they can take over and kind of solve the curse. Yeah, so, like, so first of all, in the first arc, I kind of liked Ellen because he was, like, cool and mysterious and he had a good voice. Yeah.
But then, like, as soon as this arc starts, like, he starts to get, like, really whiny. Like, he's like, oh, I thought you were gonna be my, like, he gets close to Stella, and because he thinks, like, oh, they're one and the same, but, like, Stella just does, like, they both pilot Gundams, but Stella doesn't have the curse, so he's like, I thought we could be friends, but you're not my friend. And he just, like, spends a lot of, like, this arc, like, just whining, like, being, oh, woe is me, I'm not even, like, a real person. Because also we find out that, like, there's another, like, Ellen who looks exactly like him, and he's not the real Ellen. And then at the end of the arc, they gave him, like, a tragic backstory, and then he died. So, like, I don't know, man. I guess I like him.
Yeah. So Ellen Karis, he, he's got the Gundam curse, and he hates everybody because they don't get it and they don't use Gundams anymore. And he thinks Ariel is a Gundam because she's got gun bits and because
the little floating things that shoot.
She's got the things that turn into like the laser and the shield and everything else. And also like Ariel glows in a certain way, symbolizing that it's like a Gundam.
Yeah. I do like the glow. The glow looks really cool.
But she doesn't get the Gundam curse. And Ellen's like, if you don't have the curse, then you are not like me. And he like just, he's pissed off about that because he thought that she would be like the only person he's ever met to feel the pain that he feels.
Yeah, it's just a very like 180 character arc of like this guy is like cool and mysterious, and now you're supposed to like take pity on him. It's a little hard of an ask without just being whiny. Like I thought he was gonna be like cool again. Preconceptions, I know, I'll try to be better. But, I don't know, I guess by the end of it, like, near the middle, I was like, oh man, this guy is just a whiny baby, but, like, then they showed, like, all the pain and suffering that he went through, and, like, how he's not even, like, a real person, and then they effing killed him. They happy birthdayed him.
Yeah, they happy birthdayed him.
Is this his robot, the one with the like red highlights that shows that it's a Gundam, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, he might be relevant later cuz like he dies, but like he gets another clone, so like he kind of doesn't die, I guess. I don't know, it's confusing.
So like yeah, Ellen
the Ellen we know is dead.
The Ellen we know is dead, and Ellen 2, all Ellens are basically, they're based off of one guy, and they took his genes, and they like...
Not his pants!
They like rip some poor kid who's like from Earth or something, and they're like, alright, this is your chance to like make it again in life, and they just splice the genes together and become the new Ellen.
They got him some new pants.
Yeah, he's got some new pants.
So yeah, I don't know. I definitely am. Despite having a 180, because like in the first arc, like all he did was like, "Oh, you're cool. I guess we can hang out," And then the second arc, he's like, "I want to be a real boy." So like, I like his character. It's just his character just definitely did like a 180.
Well, you have to see it from where he's coming from, though, right? Imagine like you're in a world where only you have a disease and no one else has it. Yeah, and no one else has ever had it for a very long time, and you finally meet someone who might.
That that may, now that I think about it, maybe that's why he flipped personalities so quickly, because like childhood trauma. We're talking about parents and childhood trauma. we were talking about parents. We got to talk about childhood trauma. So like you could say that like he repressed his feelings for a long time, and then when he finally found out that there might be someone out there that understands him, like he finally like came out of his shell, so to speak. So
and then he was like, "Oh, I've been lied to," even though he lied to himself, so it's his own fault. But
he misunderstood. He misunderstood.
Yeah, he didn't quite get the memo, and then he's like, "Oh, damn, I messed up. I shouldn't have been your friend."
But yeah, so I don't know. I like his character. I will say overall, I like his character. I can see
Cris is a cool guy.
It's very like, this is kind of like where I could tell that like Okuchi was writing this, because like this is definitely like a crazy ass like plot twist of like, oh yeah, he's actually like an evil clone or something, and there's a billion of him and blah 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 and stuff like that. That's like classic, like something that you would see in Code Geass.
Yeah.
So I definitely liked it. And again, well, the first arc was good, but like, kind of straightforward more or less. Just like, some political stuff and trying to get into the school and starting the series in general. So, you know what? I like it. And I also
these 3 episodes is kind of just like, you just learn about another character, and then like that one character gets kind of like pissed off. And
GTFO.
Yeah, pretty much. And, I mean, also, like, the not important thing is that, like, in episode 4, Gwen, like, goes up to Suletta and proposes to her. And she's like,
that has not been explained yet.
well, because he's at the lowest of his low. And he's like,
so he's gonna.
And so his whole mindset is, if I can't have her, then I'll steal her wife. And then Soletta's like, I don't want to be with you, you dickhead.
Crazy. You literally beat your wife.
Then and then again with his whole pride thing, he's like, I can't believe it. You don't want to be with Goel Jertuk.
I don't know how we got on this conversation, but like you're not helping me like Goel anymore. I'm just saying.
You'll get there. I promise you'll get there.
He's a dick, but I love him.
His arc takes.
I love his dick.
While.
I mean he's a. He's Anyway, so Alan's pretty cool.
You're not alone. Because a lot of people left this anime hating Goel and not liking like his character arc or what he turns into or anything. But it's good.
Yeah. Anyway, do we have anything else to say about Ellen? At this point?
I mean, no, other than New Ellen is kind of a jerk.
New Ellen, yeah. The guy who replaces him, New Ellen, is like, I don't want to like. Because Ellen and Suletta, like, like, they had their differences, but at the end of that arc, like, they were friends. So, Suletta is going up to New Ellen, and New Ellen is, like, trying to pretend he's old Ellen. But, in the back, he's like, I can't believe I have to be friends with this stupid girl.
Yeah, well, because, like, even after, because they duel, right? Like, Ellen and Suletta duel, and he's all pissed off, and then, like, she connects with him again, and is like, look, like, we can have our differences and still be friends.
Yeah.
And again, like, this is like the first time he's had a real friend, so he's like, damn, like, you're right, I can still like exist and have my differences. And he's like, all right, and you need to be friends and we need to talk about it. And he's like, let's meet up and like talk and hang out. And then he disappears because he gets 86th. Suletta
happy
waits
birthday
for him, dude.
He gets happy birthday, and then the episode
happy birthday.
And then the episode ends with Suletta being like, oh man, he sure is late.
It's so sad, right? Because Suletta just wants to collect friends. Like, she's from a far-off planet. She knows nobody here except, like, at this point, Miorine. And she's like, damn, where's my other friend that I've met?
I hate it. But yeah, I also forgot about Soletta's, like, to-do list about how she made a list of things that she wanted to do when she got to the school. And one of those things was make friends and learn his birthday. And he's like, I don't have a birthday. And then she's like, then today can be your birthday. And then they were friends. And
I know, right? Like, she's just like, this is what we could do. Like,
now it's all coming back to me. I hate it.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, her bucket list is so cute, isn't it?
It is.
Make friends, join a club, exchange contact info, tell a joke to make everyone laugh.
I think that happens.
She just wants to experience life.
Yeah. Anyway, so Ellen's effing dead. Episode 7 to 9.
Yep. This is where the shit happens.
Yeah, so it starts with a banquet scene where everyone gets to be in pretty dresses, and I like their dresses a lot. Look at them, they're adorable.
I know, right? It's so cute. Look how pure Suletta looks.
They're on a date.
It's so good. I also love like the height disparity. Like I love how short Miorine is.
She's a fudge. What was that dictator who everyone thought was short?
What?
She's short, but she is a boss and in charge. That kind of character type.
Joseph Stalin was pretty short. He was like 5'5".
Dang, all the history nerds are gonna come out and roast me again. I can't believe this.
Again.
I got bullied during a Fate stream. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, brother.
Anyway, so they have the whole banquet scene where, you know, people are trying to start companies, and that's basically what it is. But then, like, in the middle of it, they, like, accost Soletta, and, like, they do this in a very, like, fancy way. They're, like, they're like, okay, so they just got off of fighting, Ellen, right? And Ellen has a Gundam, so they're like, okay, since Ellen didn't work out, we're just gonna say he has a Gundam, and if he has the same stats as, you know, Soletta's aerial Gundam, then Soletta's Gundam must also be a Gundam. So then, like, they accost her about this and they force her into a speech, and then they, like, raise the platform that she's standing on. It's very dramatic.
Yeah, it's wild, because, like, Soletta's a child,
It turns into a full-ass Ace Attorney scene. I've never seen Ace Attorney.
And, like, they're accusing Soletta of, like, all this
treason
stuff. Yeah, she's using, like, banned material. Like the top illegal shit in the world. And, like, meanwhile, she's just like, what are you talking about? That's my sister.
Yeah, she treats her like Gundam, like their siblings that she talks about a little in the Ellen arc.
They grew up together.
They're sisters. Anyway, what was I saying?
But yeah, so, like, and then during that whole spiel is when her mother, Prospera Mercury, comes along and is like, that's not a Gundam.
No. They do admit that Ariel's a Gundam in this part.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because Mio comes and, you know, starts, you know, helping out her groom wife, and is like, hey, yes, Ariel's a Gundam, but we're gonna make a company to prove that Gundams aren't dangerous at all. And
she was like, yeah, she was like, this is the original blueprints. Gundam was supposed to be, like, for medicine and for prosthetics, and that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, so, like, you know, they finally get back to that part, because, like, in the first arc, they kind of, like, skirted it. They're like, what are you talking about? This isn't a Gundam. And then the second arc, like, the Gundams are involved, but it's not, like, any political thing. But, like, here, it's, like, all out in the open. Like, they know... Everybody knows about Gundams, and they're gonna try to make it right, and they somehow get support on this because Mio showed some humility and asked her father for help, and
the first time ever.
For the first time ever, showing humility, is because her groom bride pushed her towards it. Again, I like this scene just because it shows that, like, you know, they kind of help each other overcome each other's, like, character flaws, right?
Well, that's another growing point for Miorine too, because if it's the Miorine we first meet, she would never do something like this.
Yeah, like, we've had an entire, like, you know, half a season to, you know, for them to, like, get close to each other, and, like, Mio even talks like, oh yeah, you know, I forgot that I was gonna try to run away and escape Earth, but, you know, now I got this, like, commitment to my wife, so I guess we won't, and I got this company to run.
Yeah, she's like pitching this idea of, like, let's bring Gundam back to the world, and everyone's like, I'm not touching that shit with a 10-foot pole. And she, like, cries to her father, who is like the bigwig. Like, he like runs, like, the overarching all.
Yeah, he's like the main bad guy.
Companies.
He was the same guy from the Prologue, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Except now he's old.
Except now he's old.
But yeah, the probably debatably only good thing Rembrandt does is be like, all right, fine, start your company then. And then everyone's like, oh, okay, well, if he's on board, then I'm on board.
And then afterwards, Soletta's like, goes up to her mom, and she's like, it's not a Gundam, right? And her mom's like, yeah, sorry, I lied to you, it's actually a Gundam. And she's just like, heh. Ooh. It's a great shot. I think that's, like, the last, like, frame of the episode too. It's really funny.
It's great. Her hair is all messy.
Again, she did like can we just go back to that scene where they put her up, where they like lifted up and put her on like this big giant. She could have fell and hurt herself. What are the safety precautions at this school? I mean, I know she's being accused of treason, but like she could have just fell off. She could have just tripped and died there, and nobody would have. The show would have ended.
Lady, the big lady in the circle, she looks like a goose, right? I'm not crazy. She's a goose.
Oh, that? Yeah, no, you're not crazy.
Yeah, she's a goose.
Especially the way like her head and face are shaped, like especially.
I know, she's so ugly.
Ha! Hold on, gotta include this image. We gotta put a new image on here. This is not a goose, but
oh shit! Oh god, he's attacking me!
Just leave that in the corner. Don't worry about it.
These are the same picture.
It's a great image. He's coming out of the picture to attack you. Anyway,
back on topic.
So they start this Gundam company from the ground up, and that's kind of, it's basically, they kind of treat it like a school like club, like a regular anime high school club.
Well, it is. They start Gundam technologies, which you know, their whole mission is to take Gundam technology and give it its original purpose, which is to help people with disabilities.
This is a good image too. This is a good image too.
It is a good image, you know.
But yeah, I like, again, mixing the like political and like high school elements of the show. Like they have a school club, but also it's part of it's also a company that is related to like the main plot and like making people not racist anymore.
Yeah, it's a big point in like the world as a whole, because Gundam's been gone for years.
Yeah,
and now it's like coming back. Like, whoa.
And I guess Suletta has some stake. Like, she didn't know like she had a Gundam or that she wanted to support this, but like the ideas behind Gundam she supported from like day one, because like she's from Mars, and Mercury. Oh my god, I'm not doing it on purpose anymore, I promise.
Oh my god, you gotta stop.
She is from Mercury, and they say that Mercury is particularly well known for having harsh environments, and that's why they really need the Gundam there. Again, her mom lost an arm or something, and lost her face thing. I don't know why she wears that mask.
Her vision's all screwed up.
Okay. Because she said that she needs the robot arm and helmet, but she doesn't specify why. Unless I'm an idiot and I just missed that part.
No.
Well, yes, you're an idiot, but... Okay, so again, I'm assuming this is tied into the second part, but also Shattuck has like this whole big character arc during these batch of episodes, because he like wants to help Mio. Like, everybody's after Mio is essentially what the show is.
Well, yeah, because she's the princess of the big corporation, but the guy that owns all.
But he's like, oh, you know, they have like history that they don't explain, and like he tries to like he's the head of like the student council, so he's basically more powerful than God in the anime universe.
Yeah,
so
true. He
tries to like pass this like new student rule where they can't start this company unless he's like the CEO or something. So like he owns the company, but like, did he do that to help Mio or like hurt her? Like, I don't understand. You're the expert on this series. Is it just I have to wait till the season 2, or did I misunderstand something about his characterization?
No, it's just that Shattuck is a giant asshole.
But he doesn't seem like an asshole, because he seems like he does asshole things. He does asshole things, but he does it because he claims to help people.
I mean, but really, Shattuck is in for it. It's like, you know, it's for him,
I guess. But like at the end, he says something to like Mio, is like, oh, I just wanted to help and protect you, and she's like, man, if only you said it at the beginning, and now everything's fucked.
Well, yeah, because Shattuck knows about like the horrors of like Gundam technology. Like he gets it, he studied it. But like Maureen being like, this is her company and everything, she's like, no, I'm doing this. It's for me. And like they duel, and like it's like this whole thing. And yeah, the Shattuck basically puts all this stuff in place to where it's like, you can't do this unless it's approved by us. And then Maureen's like, all right, duel me for it. And then
fight
like
me, biatch.
and then like then he loses, and it takes like forever for like the semantics to happen. Like I think 2 months in plot time.
I think they just cut forward to like, wow, it's been 2 months since you started the company. They just time skip.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. They cut to it, but it takes so long because of everything that Shattuck did.
I just don't necessarily. Is he just evil? Because like he's also, again, you know, he has a dad who's a bigger dick than he is, and so Shattuck seems to be like working for his dad, but also like he still has feelings for Mio. So like he also kind of goes against his dad's wishes, and like he's like, oh, I'll pretend to, you know, do what my dad says, and then he just actually does do what his dad says. Like, I don't. Hopefully,
for the time being, I would say that how you view Shattuck is you should view him in your own way, because it's like, because I know what happens.
Just have your own opinion, jerk.
it's unfair to me to be like, oh, Shattuck sucks because this is what he does, like, or to be like, oh no, Shattuck rules because this is what he does. Like, how you feel about Shattuck should develop. Like, whether you dislike him or like him at this point, it speaks to like your own character, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know how to feel about him, because like he doesn't seem like a jerk, even though he does jerky things. So
like he's got his own skills, and he, you know, he's the next in line to be like the CEO of one of the big companies, Grassley House. So like he's got a lot riding on like his own word and his own actions.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, season 2 will help better explain his character.
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
Yeah, kinda. Or at least maybe I'll think about it more and understand and come to a conclusion.
It'll buff out.
You'll buff that out. Don't worry. Just paint over that. It'll buff that out.
You know, it's like anime, like, you know, shows you the plot as you watch it. It's kind of crazy.
It's almost as if the anime has a plot and you watch it and then you understand the plot after you watch it. It's crazy.
It's insane.
Really,
it's unheard of, really.
Anyway, one last thing I want to say about this arc. It's just something I noticed about all the fights in general. None of the fights in this series so far have felt like they have had any weight. I mean, because, like, yes, the fights are flashy and cool. I especially like the fight at the end of this one where, like, Soletta goes, like, 1-on-5, and her Gundam gets, like, super upgraded and goes to, like, level 4 or whatever. They fight in this, like, cool-ass city environment. Like, the fights...
Right, well, first of all, plot armor, right?
Yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of plot armor. Because, like, again, you know, how the school works is like, okay, people agree to these duels, and then if you win the duel, then you get the agreement, and if you don't, then you gotta do what the other person says. But like the way they set that up, they basically set that up where there's no way, like they set it up like if the main character loses, there can't be a show anymore. Like the first arc is like, oh, if you lose this duel, you're gonna be expelled. And I'm like, well, that can't happen because then we won't have a show anymore. Like, you know?
Well, but that, like, what Gundam, the company Gundam that they start, they own Ariel now. They own Soletta's Gundam. So if she loses this battle, she loses her Gundam, which means she's got nothing to pilot anymore, which means she cannot profess in piloting.
Yeah, so she can't lose this battle because then there wouldn't be a show anymore.
Yeah, and they do it in the most badass plot armored way.
I know, but you admit that there is plot armor.
No, I know there's plot armor.
Okay, cool.
There's no, but like, you can also like, knowing that there's plot armor, but you can also like kind of dismiss that and be like, well, of course, Soleda's great with Ariel. She quite literally grew up with her.
Yeah, but it's just like it's a lot of the fights don't have like a lot of like weight to them because like there's hardly any doubt that like Soleda's gonna lose. Like she's so much better than everybody else in the entire show. Like she can just literally in this fight she won the fight. She like 1v6'd people. Actually no, she did have one person helping.
You also like, I don't want to spoil. But
I was gonna say that too.
Within the last few episodes, you understand why Soleta is as good as she is.
I was gonna say again, it's the first half of again, if I'm not looking at his name, it's gone from my memory. Okuchi. It's the first half of an Okuchi story, so things are gonna go baby cakes for everyone. That is also a phrase I just made up off the top of my head. I don't think that's
baby cakes.
Everything's baby cakes.
like right now you're like, damn, Soleta's crazy. She's so good at piloting, but you understand why like way later.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. And I'm assuming like more conflict will happen. It's just like for this first half, like.
Boy, you can't even imagine.
Yeah. The last fight in this arc, I feel like, is the only one that like had like any like weight to it because it wasn't like a regular duel where they set up where they basically said before the fight started, like, if you lose this fight, the show's over. Like,
well, that's also like these duels. It's kid sport, so like it's not like it has weight, but not heavyweight, right? Like, it's not like Soleta can kill somebody right here.
Yeah. Just slowly make the duck bigger and bigger until it overtakes the screen. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Again, yeah, they do definitely set up, like, these fights where, like, yeah, these are just, you know, play fights. These aren't, like, the real fights. These are just duels that people have just so we can get some, like... Because, like, without these duels, like, there would be no, like, Gundam fights for, like, the first half of the show.
No, yeah, it's Gundam. There's gotta be fights,
so,
whether
like,
they gotta have something or not. Like,
they gotta show off all the new toys to sell.
Plus, like, I don't know. I even though, like, it has plot armor and it has, like, no real whatever, you get to see, like, what Ariel is capable of, and it's so cool.
Oh yeah, no, it's sick as hell. The little orbitars she has that run around and like can form like a shield or like shoot out and stuff like that. It's sick as hell.
It's insane. Like, Ariel is such a cool ass Gundam.
No, I agree. But yeah, speaking of fights that have actual weights, is there anything else you wanted to say about this arc, about the starting a company and Shattuck?
Boy, I'm ready to talk about episode 12.
Well, I was gonna say one thing. They do actually, like, they do a lot of, like, cool slice of life stuff. That's not, like, super important to the plot, which is why we didn't super talk about it, but there was, like, an episode or two of them just kind of hanging around, like, running their company, you know, like...
Oh, you gotta show Soleta Forgetta.
I was gonna ask how, that... Well, I don't know. At least in the version I saw, they didn't really bother to translate that.
Oh my god, hold on.
I don't have a screenshot of that.
I'll get the screenshot. I got you. Hold on, it's in my saved.
On
Here
her,
it is.
on her goal list of oh shoot. Oh. Maybe I just forgot this because it made sense in Japanese but did not in English. I'll show them the class. There's a part you deafened? I did deafen. That was the whoopsie I made. Hi, how's it going?
Like, what the hell?
Hi, how's it going? Yeah, I clicked on something in Discord. I'm like, did I just break something? And I saw that the call was still connected. And I'm like, I guess not. Let's keep going.
I was like, wait, why can't I hear him anymore?
But, I was just talking about this joke, Soleta Forgetta.
It's so funny.
Which is how even forget what the thing they asked her to do. She's like, they asked her to like make an appointment or something, and she's like, whoops. Oh no, they asked her to like secure somewhere so they could make like an advertisement for their company, and then they're like, did you get the okay to use that field? And she's like, maybe.
So let's forget to.
But it works.
And it makes everyone laugh, and she gets to knock off another thing on her to-do list.
But it also I heard it work in Japanese because sureta wa sureta. It also works in Japanese too. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just forgot about this part.
It's so funny.
Or maybe just like there are different subs. I don't know, man. But it is funny. I agree. But yeah, there were a lot of like little tiny moments like that we might be glancing over during this discussion. But are definitely make the day-to-day or like moment-to-moment part of the show really entertaining to watch.
Yeah, like even when there's not like quote unquote important stuff going on, it's still like really cool to see and watch, and there's development everywhere, even if it's minor.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about the last parts. If I can find it where the fudge everything is. Okay. So 10 to 12 is like the ending arc. So like I forget exactly what they're doing. They're going on some sort of like space mission. They're in a spaceship.
So Ariel has been out for repairs this entire time because of that fight.
Yeah, because she got her arm torn off.
And so like they're going to Planet Quetta to pick up Ariel because that's where Prospera is, and she's the one like repairing Ariel, and you know they've got to go there to get her Gundam back.
Yeah. And then
and Miori or Soletta is like going through a lot of trouble because she like doesn't understand herself, and like Mio, and like she's going through like a whole thing where she like she can't accept that Ariel's a Gundam, and she doesn't really know like what's going on or how to be herself. She
kind of goes through like it felt like this was like the end of the series, because like there's a lot of like last minute like character drama and development, because like as like, you know, Mio is like running the company, she's like delegating tasks outwards, and Soletta just feels like, oh, I'm not necessary, nobody even wants me, you know, I'm just useless, I'm a burden, you know, that kind of, which yes has been a part of her character up until now. She's always like the shy, quiet one, but like this episode she just straight up gets like depressed and is like, nobody wants me around anymore, so I'm just go fall in a ditch.
Well, because Miorine, her first like real friend, like is just kind of like not involved with her right now because she's running the company. So like, and Soletta doesn't really get it. She just wants to go to school and be like a normal person. Like,
well, I think it's just Soletta just thinks that like, oh, Mio doesn't want me anymore. It's a classic end of season like misunderstanding, and then they're gonna clear it up, and then we're gonna end it on a positive note or something.
Yeah, like she like goes into a closet or a bathroom, I think it is. I don't know, and like
calls her mom.
Like her mother. Yeah, she's like, "Mom, did I make the wrong choice by going to the school? Like, what am I doing wrong?"
Yeah, but so like, I don't know. For me personally, it was a little tad bit like, it just felt like very like obvious like what they were doing. Like they were just causing like, it just felt like forced drama for the most part. I mean, I know these are all like things that she felt, but like all of a sudden like last episode she was fine, and then going into episode 10 she's like, does she really not care about me anymore? And I'm like, where did this come from?
Well, no, but Miorine keeps pushing her off. Like it's
I guess,
over and over again that like Soletta wants to do something to help.
I guess it's
like
just
their
the
company together.
I guess it's the company that started this, because like it was more like the company that's causing like Mio to not pay as much attention to Soletta as she would have normally, because they start this arc like after they make the company, like Mio like leaves for like 3 months on like a business trip, right? So I guess that's kind of where this character arc is coming from. But I will say Even though that's just how I felt at the beginning, because pretty much immediately, like, after, like, maybe 1.5 episodes of this happening, like, Mio overhears her crying on the phone in the bathroom and's like, you stupid baka, why do you think I don't care about you? Because I do care about you. And they immediately get it all resolved, and they do a space hug, and it's great.
Yeah, well, they're they're running through, and Soleil's like, you don't want me around because I just get in the way, and like, yeah, I was about to say, pull up that image, but like, and like, Miorian confesses to her, like, it's because of you that I don't have to run anymore. Like, I can put up with all the things I've always been running from.
Yeah, she reminds her, like, hey, remember when you first met me, I was trying to run away to Earth for no particular reason, just because I hated it here, but now I don't hate it here because I got a wife groom. And then they hug and make up. It's like, great.
Yeah, it's development on both of their parts, because Miorian still has that, like, that doubt of, like, is she making the right decision by, like, opening up and going to the school and meeting new people. Because, like, she's never been to school before. She's, like, from a small country. Like, she doesn't know.
Water-ass town, also known as Mars.
Mercury!
That time I did do it on purpose.
I'm gonna stab you.
But yeah, now I get what you mean about how, like, Suletta doesn't really know how to, like, interact with people a whole lot. Like, they both don't know how to interact with people, but for, like, different reasons. Because Suletta was just, like, you know, in her, like, you know, like, eco bubble or whatever. She was, like, in a very tight-knit community on Mercury, so she doesn't really know how to interact with people from other planets. And Mio, on the other hand, was just, you know, sheltered by her father the whole time, so she doesn't really know how to interact with people. But, you know, they make up for their shortcomings.
Yeah, like, and you have to kind of, I mean, even as, like, an adult, you probably feel it, right? Like, I don't know how it is in the sun, but you probably feel it. Where you just have, like, this overwhelming, like, self-doubt, and, like, it just eats you alive.
I feel you.
Like, like, and you just question, like, everything. Like, is what I've been doing, like, the right choice? Like, am I a good person? Like, and you just have to, like, just deal with it, all right? And then, like, Miorian is just like, you dumbass, of course, like, you are worth it. Like, come on. Like, it's because of you that all this is happening and going right.
Yeah, you know, maybe I'm thinking about it from, like, too strict of a, like, writing perspective of, like, you know, why was this not foreshadowed? But, like, you know, those in real life, that just kind of happens where, like, everything's going well, and then you kind of realize, like, oh, am I even doing the right thing, you know? And that kind of doubt happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's even, like, and that can build from just little stuff, like, because Miorian is focused on the company, all Suletta can do is think. Like,
and again, Suletta, even from the onslaught, was not the one with the biggest amount of confidence. So, I guess it makes sense. It's just, up until this point, she's been kind of like a ditzy character with not a whole lot going on in her head. But you know, so I guess it does make sense at the end of, like, the first half, like the end of the first part of the show, that, like, we see more, like, what's going on in her head and, like, what she's actually thinking, as opposed to just being, like, a cute ditzy anime girl, as she is for the most of the series.
Yeah, but even cute ditzy anime girls go through that whole, like, self-doubt, like, despair, like, oh damn, like.
So, you know, never mind, you convinced me.
Yeah, come on, you gotta connect yourself with the characters, man. Don't worry about how it's written or what happens. You gotta put yourself in their shoes.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that is something I used to be really good at, and I don't know, I've just lost it at some point.
You're watching too much. You're focusing too much on academics.
I don't know what the fudge that means, but sure.
Like the nature of, like, the writing, I guess. Like,
oh yeah, trying to look at it too, like, analytically. Yeah. That is something. That is a good point that you brought up, because, like, through these anime discussions, I obviously want to take a more, like, analytical lens. Like, that's how I like talking about anime. Is like, analyzing everything and doing everything and seeing when things like go right and like seeing cool character arcs and metaphors and all that stuff. But I also can't forget, like, at the end of the day, like, I like anime because it gives me good brain juice, and it's very like anime more than the reason why I like anime as a medium in general is that it's very, you know, not necessarily like logical, straightforward. It's very much dependent on like heightened emotions and like empathy and feelings for the characters.
Yeah, like they are treating it like these are real people, and they're going through like real human emotions.
Yeah.
Like
I just feel like sometimes, like, you know, I'm trying to be a better writer and I'm trying to be a good anime critic on the internet, that sometimes I can just be like, you know what, yeah, even if that character arc came out of nowhere, like, I still connected with that character, I still understood the feelings, and it still worked out. Again, like, even while I was thinking that, like, it didn't last for too long, and it did get resolved. I did really like this last scene, like, this last scene kind of really made those ideas kind of, like, click.
This scene, like, it was one of the first times in a long time for me watching anime where I really like sat and like thought about what was happening and just like cried because of it.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't know. I will in the future try to be less try to be more okay with showing more emotions in these discussion streams, I guess.
I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with looking at it how you're looking at it. It's just like, it's also a thing where it's like, which is something I do a lot, is put myself in the main character's shoes. Like imagine all the stuff that she has gone through and is going through. And
I think it's just that, like, I don't know. I think up until now I've been more like, because I usually do approach anime in that way, but like, I think I just recently with these anime discussions I have been more like trying to be very logical about it, because I don't want it. Because I don't want these anime discussions to be like, oh my gosh, it's so good, this part's so cool. But like, you know, we can have that. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Anime is cool. We can have that.
Yeah. I want a good. We can have a mix of both, like, you know, deep analysis of the show, and also like, wow, this moment was really sweet and I liked it a lot, and I really like, because like, yeah, I now that I think more about it, like, yeah, I do really. I want to rewatch this episode now because, like, I do. I agree that, like, yeah, you know, now that I see it from like a less logical point of view, you're right. Like that even if that character arc did work just because the emotions that she felt were real enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Although I still think they could have been foreshadowed a little bit better, but whatever.
I mean, it could have been, but you know, some stuff can just happen. Like,
yeah. I mean, not every show can be Sangatsu no Lion. Because Sangatsu no Lion is very good at, like, showing you the emotions of the characters, where, like, this production of the show is not, like, bad. It just stays very, you know, bog standard for the most part. It doesn't do anything, like, super crazy with, like, the art style. You know what I mean?
I mean, well, most of their art fun goes into the fights. Yeah.
So, which, you know, like, a lot of, like, the visuals of the show. I mean, the visuals of the show are good. Like, I was just about to talk about how I like the zero gravity scenes that cause a lot of, like, really cool, like, visuals. Like this part where they're chasing each other and they're jumping off the walls. It's like a really great shot.
It's like running from her. She's like, "Get back here, you dummy! Come here."
But yeah, I guess if I have to give the show any amount, I guess my largest criticism with the show is that the show is very bad about really showing you the emotions of the characters, because I think it might be like a little like fast plot wise. Like you don't really have a lot of time with the characters to really feel like how they are feeling. Like earlier when I was talking about you know, Ellen and Shattuck, where I'm like, I don't quite understand where they're coming from, but like after talking about it like with you, now I'm like more understanding, and I feel like, again, like maybe just watching the shows more like watching the show multiple times might help like understand where things are coming, like especially if you see all of this coming.
I mean, it also like it's a different standpoint for me because I watched the entire show in like 2 sittings. So I
feel
episode 0 to 24, so it all connected to me at like once. So like
I feel you.
I mean, if you did watch it again and like had like the standpoint of now I understand, you probably could be connected in the same way.
That's really impressive how you can talk and yawn at the same time.
Yeah, crazy.
but no, I understand what you mean. I think I don't know, in general, I will try to be more, because again, like, it is half my fault of being like trying to be all very serious about these anime analysis, where I should just be like, yeah, it's just fun sometimes, you know?
Yeah, we're here to have fun.
But on the other hand, the show could do better with trying to sell its emotional moments. Cause like, I don't know. I don't know. I guess there were some parts where I did really feel Soletta's like depression, especially like when like there was a miscommunication and like she didn't get a lunch. And, like, she's like, well, I guess I just don't have a lunch anymore. Like, I've definitely been there before.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like, she, like, it's not, like, it's not crazy foreshadowing, but it's like a one after another thing. Like, first she's forgotten about, and then, like...
Yeah.
Then she's, like, pushed away, and...
I'm just saying the show could do a little bit better about, just pushing those scenes a little bit more, Make her sadder. That's all I'm saying.
Make the poor little Mercury girl suffer.
Maybe I'm just spoiled because I'm just off the heels of Oshinoko, and like Oshinoko has a lot of like writing problems, but definitely like feeling the emotions of the scene is something that like just the directing of that show was a lot better at than this show. Like, the show is, like, good, like, well-written. It's just that, like, I feel like a lot of the directing of the show could be better to, like, heighten the emotions. Which is...
I mean, yeah, they pushed the plot really hard.
Yeah, the show is very much, like... Even though it's, like, an anime original, like, I could see this being, like, an adaptation of, like, a novel or something. Just because, like, I think They don't use the power of anime enough. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and I get it. Like, and technically, The Witch from Mercury had a light novel. I don't think it ever finished because they just went into the anime.
Yeah,
but, like,
it was one of those things where, like, yeah.
But yeah, it wants to get the plot across because I don't know. There's just something bigger to be invested in, I guess.
Yeah, there's just not a lot of like. I don't know, there's a couple of, like, really memorable, like, set pieces. Like, the part with where, they put her on a giant pedestal to try to expose her. Like, that was definitely, like, I felt that. I was like, holy shit, she's in deep trouble. That it was just kind of, like, that kind of emotion that I kind of want to... I would like to see more from this show. And again, like, they do it sometimes. Like, like singing, for example, like singing Happy Birthday, signifying that somebody's dying. Like...
Yeah, every time something bad's going on, Soletta is singing.
So, like, I just want more stuff like that. And I feel like, Soletta's, like, little arc here could have been pushed a little bit more, but I feel like at this point it's just really semantics. But one way or another, I still really liked how the ending resolved. They hugged. That was a really good hug. This scene was really well directed, I will say.
Yeah,
about how
they open their hearts to each other and like clear the air and like
yeah, but like
have like a heart to heart.
There's a lot of like really cool like directing tricks too about how like they're in zero gravity and they're back against like this giant window, so they're kind of like in their own little world here. And then they have a hug and the music goes and it's like good. It's good stuff. It's good shit, dude. This is what I was talking about how the show takes their relationship seriously, is that they give them, like, real-ass scenes like this, where you really feel that, like, they care for each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah, not lesbian bait. They didn't make them gay just to make them gay.
But yeah, that was a really long tangent to say, I like the emotions of the show. I just wish it just could be a little bit more. Just saying, just a little bit more. I don't want to hate on your favorite show. I'm just saying they could have just got a little farther with it.
Nah, I respect your opinion. It's okay.
Who's the director? I'm gonna find him. He also worked on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. The epitome of, this is my hot take, is that Full Metal Alchemist, well written, but Brotherhood has really, really boring directing. But he also worked on Kill la Kill, which is the exact opposite, so I don't know, man. He's just kind of a guy who does a lot of different things. I'm just saying, I think with a better director, the show could have been even better, but I guess you could say that about any show. Any part of any show. But still, again, the directing has some scenes that stick out, but a lot of it is just like characters standing around and talking outside of the fight scenes, which are cool as fuck.
Yeah, it's a Gundam show.
I suppose.
Don't forget it.
I suppose, because okay, so they kiss and make up. Going back to the actual plot of the show. Hey, also, remember, you remember when you said, "Oh, there's no way that you'll get 2 hours of stream out of this"?
Look, all right.
You remember how long you said that ago? Because you said that about 2 hours ago.
Look, all right. I didn't think. I forgot for a little bit how long it takes to talk about things.
There's a reason why I split this into 2 parts. Anyway,
this is the coolest, this is the coolest way to end the season ever.
So, like, yeah, so they, I forget who exactly does it. Like, one of the, like, Soletta's and Mio's friend is, like, does a Nika, I think her name is. And by I think, I mean, I'm literally looking at her profile now. Like,
Nanura Nika.
I forget exactly what happens here, but, like, their base gets attacked, and they try to, like, they want to, like, steal the Gundam and, you know, murder everybody aboard.
Yeah, so these
asshole
McDickheads come from Earth, and they're like, "Oh shit,
Earthians.
Everyone important is here. We gotta get them.
We gotta take them down." Oh no, they want to just want to kill Mio's father, but like, they're dickheads about it, so they gotta kill everybody while they're at it. So
so like, there's the three mobile suit girls, and they're like, just hellbent, because, you know,
and they also, I know one of them also pilots a Gundam.
Yep. Because
they're like, "Oh, I want to meet that girl who pilots that other Gundam," because she saw her on her ad online. And then they're like, "Hey, we found her. There she is." And then they have a Gundam fight. I think it's really cool because it's like the first like real like life and death fight that we get. You know, like, they get separated, and like Mio's dad gets like shanked or stabbed or shot or whatever.
Yeah, like a piece of rubble like flies into his back and like deeply wounds him.
No, it flies towards Mio, and then he jumps in front of the rubble to protect his daughter, and she's like, "You do care."
Speaking of, what's up with Nika doing that signal to the Earthlings? What do you think that was about?
Yeah, that was another scene when they're like about to get attacked, and like she does a signal, and they're like, "Oh, let's not blow up this part of the base." But yeah, that's probably will tie into part 2.
Oh, it definitely will.
But yeah, what are we saying? Oh yeah, so Mio's dad does secretly care about her, a little bit. Listen, I know I don't want to criticize the writing too much, because I did like that scene. It is just kind of like generic, like it was very easy to see coming. It's very like a standard thing where like, oh, a dad doesn't really care about you, but he just doesn't know how to show his feelings, and on the end, like, at the end of the day, he still really cares about you, blah, 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 yeah. Again, the emotions of the scene worked well, but, I don't know, it was, I might be complaining about nothing.
Nah, I mean, that, like, it is kind of fair and almost, like, cliched, but, like, the Rembrandt family is very bad at, like, showing emotion, as shown by Maureen.
Something else to note when writing is, like, you can still even if something is a trope, if you use it well and you use it in a unique way to fit your story, then you can still use tropes. So, like, yes, a trope of, you know, the cold father who doesn't seem to care about you, you know, does actually secretly care about you, is a very, like, tired trope, but I think it does work well in this series, just because how much focus we got on that, honestly. Like, like, most of the season was just Mio arguing with her father.
Yeah, and then just all of a sudden, he's just like, oh shit.
And not even all of a sudden, he did help her start the company, remember? Like,
I mean, yeah, but, like, that was, like, his one favor to her.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. We do see him, like, care a little bit, but definitely, like, yeah, I understand the character arc about how, like, it was very concise, but, like, it was a very concise way to say, like, okay, this is the character arc, you know, using the trope, just be like, yeah, you've read stories before, this is what we're doing, okay, let's move on. Her dad does care about her, you understand? Gotcha, go, cool, let's go. But yeah, and then
yeah, it's crazy because while that's happening, they're getting stormed, and then we see Guel again for, like, the first time in forever, and he's like, I'm gonna pilot the mech and go stop him.
Yeah, so he's like he's like Guel at this point, like, he got kicked out, he was, like, living in a tent for a couple episodes, and then, like, during, like, the 2-month, like, time skip, like, he got to get a company at, like, a moving company or whatever. And his name is, like, Bob now.
Yeah, his father shipped him off and was like, this is your name, forget me forever.
No, that his father didn't have anything to do with it. His father, like, I don't know where my son is. He just disappeared. Like, after he kicked him out, like, Guel just disappeared and his father didn't know where he was. Remember?
I mean, well, that's the angle.
What do you mean?
That's the
angle. Are you giving me spoilers?
No. That's the angle.
Because Guel's in this movie. So Guel's been missing, and he's in this moving company, and the moving thing that the company is a part of, the transport ship that he's working in, just so happens to be hijacked by these guys, who are storming this base that has all the main characters in it, and then he decides to sneak out and pilot a mech and, like, fight off the enemy. And while fighting off the enemy, he accidentally kills his dad.
Yeah, he fucking just destroys his own father.
That was a really good scene, because he's like, wait, no, I'm working for you, stop fighting. And then they do this big fight, and then, like, he's like, I won. And then the communicator, like, goes online, because they were, like, jamming the communications earlier. And then his dad's like, oh, there you are. I was wondering where you went. At least I know you're safe. Blah. That's what I was saying. Like, his dad did not know where he was, so he had no reason to suspect that he was fighting his son and getting murdered by him until, like...
I mean, his dad was just kind of like, get lost and forget about me. Like, I don't want you around anymore.
Yeah,
You've
but...
dishonored the family.
It's not like he sent him to the shipping company. He just kicked him out. Anyway, but yeah, that's a very good scene, because, you know, trying to give sympathy to the wife beater. You know, that's...
Well, he fucking cries about it, man. He sobs.
Because, again, at this point, I'm not a huge fan of Guel, because, like, again, I know he's trying to be a sympathetic character, and he's been humbled a lot. But I'm like, man, he's still kind of... First impressions really stick. But at this point, I'm like, okay, maybe I'm a little sympathetic towards Guel. Because he had a scene where, you know, again, that trope happened where, like, his dad did really care about him, you know? Because, you know, even when his dad was, like, dying, his, like, dying breath was, like, not like, oh, no, I'm gonna die. He wasn't saying that. He was like, oh, I'm glad my son is safe. And then he dies. So that was a really good moment. Again, kind of comes out of left field. Again, kind of comes out of left field, but again, that's why these tropes exist. I understand the trope of like, oh, his father did secretly care about him. He just didn't know how to show it. Too bad he's dead now. But yeah, that's a cool, like, that's a classic Code Geass, like, you know, Okuchi, like, way, like, oh, I'm accidentally murdered an important character. Whoops. I'm pretty sure that happened at least twice in Code Geass. Now that I think about it. No spoilers for Code Geass, but yeah, I do think, I think that did happen a couple times there. But,
anyway, fucking Goel kills his dad. We're cut to a scene of when they're, like, witch hunting, I guess?
Oh yeah, I don't think that's something that we've talked about, because the reason why it's called The Witch from Mercury is because people who can pilot Gundams without getting, like, brain tumors or whatever are called witches, because they're like, oh, they're not normal, they're unexplainable, you know, they're immune to the robot's curse, so they must be witches. I'm like, I remember the Salem witch trials. Except it doesn't work this time because they're actually witches.
She's a witch, a witch.
But yeah,
we got these jobbers in the jumpsuits, and they're like, we gotta clear everybody here. Or whatever the hell they're doing.
I'm trying to get to this fight that I have on screen. Yeah, so, Gorel just murdered his dad. Mio, is trying to not have her dad die. And then Stelletta is, like, trying to, like, you know, because she got separated from Mio, so she's, like, trying to, you know, find Mio and also try to find, Ariel, her Gundam, to, like, be able to save the day. And then, she's about to get just, like, killed by a random grunt, and then her mom kills that dude, and she's like, what the fuck, Mom, you can't just kill that guy? And then her mom's like, but I did it to protect you, you know, you gotta do things like that sometimes. And she's like, oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess. And I'm like, is that really something you want to teach your kid, is that murder's okay sometimes? Because, I don't know if she really I don't know if she necessarily internalized the right message out of what that was, wink wink.
It's as her mama always says, if you move forward, you gain 2. If you run, you gain 1. Yeah,
that is like a motto that they talked about throughout the series, and that's basically like, Stelletta's, like, you know, a nervous wreck, so the only reason that she goes on these scary battles is because of her mom's advice of, like, you gain more from just doing something rather than running away from it. And I approve of that motto. I agree. And it also works well to, you know, tie her mom is the only good parent in this entire series, apparently. Except for all the other parents who are good at the last second before they die.
Let's say that.
Let's say that. It's gonna be the opposite, where she's good for the whole series, and then at the last second she murders somebody. You don't have to tell me, it's not a spoiler.
My entire feelings towards Prospera for the entire anime is like, this bitch is up to something. Like,
I mean,
I never trust her.
That's not a spoiler, because obviously, like, she hid the fact that Ariel was a Gundam from her daughter, so obviously she's not giving her own daughter the full story either.
Yeah, she's like so hidden about everything.
Also, her husband is dead, so she's definitely could go on a villain arc. Not a spoiler, don't worry about it. It's just, again, tropes and using them in creative ways. Anyway, the fight that they have, so Stelletta goes off, and she does this big actual, like, the first actual, like, Gundam fight that has actual stakes. And she, you know, as Stelletta does, just fucks everybody up. My favorite part is when this, like, all those, like, little, like, what are they called? Gun bits?
Yeah.
Yeah, all these gun bits, like, form into an effing gun. And it's
insane.
So effing sick. And then it shoots this giant green laser beam. And it just absolutely shreds through everyone. It's sick as hell. Again, regardless of how the directing is otherwise in the series, they are on point with these fights. Because again, even though a lot of these fights don't have any weight just because Stilletta just one-shots everything, even despite that, because the directing in these fights specifically are so good, like, these fights are still exciting. You know how it goes.
Well, you don't know what's gonna happen too. Like you don't know if Soletta's actually going to like get someone here, or if like Ariel's gonna be damaged again.
Yeah, I guess this fight in particular. I was more talking about the other fights, but this fight in particular, yeah, it does not have like the pretext of a duel, so we don't know what the outcome of this fight is going to be. As opposed to, you know, before all the other fights are like, okay, if you win this duel, the show can continue, and if you lose, then that's the end of the show. But this fight, we just go into it, not really knowing what's gonna happen. So then...
Yeah, she not kills, but she messes everyone up.
You know, speaking of murder...
Yeah, so speaking of murder, right?
I was gonna say, is there anything you wanted to say about this scene? Or about the fight scene in general? Before we move on to the cliffhanger?
Very cool. That Prospera, like, while Miorine, like, before the fight even happens, like, not Miorine, while Soletta is, like, kind of going through psycho mode.
Sicko mode?
Prospera is like,
mood, but I'm scared.
Like, this is scary, right? Like, it's not a duel. You don't want to get hurt, right?
Yeah,
that's why you gotta save us.
Yeah, they do push that. Like, this is the real fight. The real Gundam starts now, you know? Because again, Gundam is very good at showing that war is bad, you know? Like, they definitely go some very dark places here. And, you know, shit gets real really fast, and it's a good contrast to, you know, happy high school days.
Just bust through, like, starts, like, messing everybody up. Like, the one lady that's, like, obsessed with her, like, eventually is just, like, she just, like, it's so weird, right? Because she's like, oh, we're sisters, like, you and I. We're the same. We have Gundams. And it's like, who are you?
who is this bitch? But yeah, very cool build up. Like, it's finally, like, shit got real. We're not playing around anymore, you know. We sat through like 11 episodes of random high school drama. Not saying sit through, but, you know, there was 10 episodes of just high school drama, which was good in its own right, but now we just are Gundam now.
But yeah, like, so after the fight, like, after the credits, it's insane to me. It's after the credits.
That's really funny. Cause yeah,
it's insane.
No, I think you're right. Cause like it like ends like, yay, we did it. We beat all the bad guys. End of the show. And then the credits happen. And then the post credits happen.
Yeah. So Miorine is trying to save her father, and she's like, I'm not gonna let you die on me. And like this jobber with a gun is just like, I finally found you. Even if I can't make it, I'm taking you down with me.
Mm-hmm.
And here comes Soletta with Ariel and is like, don't you dare touch my wife, and just crushes him whole.
Yeah, the show got very, like, it's not like graphic, but like she literally like took the Gundam and just took the Gundam's hand and just slammed like down on him, like squishing him. Like, it was a very like horrifying to witness.
Like right in front of Miorine, like,
yeah.
And Soletta just pops out and like falls out of the Gundam like, and slips, and she's like, ha, oopsie.
She comes out of Gundam, slips in a pile of blood, and like, haha, I'm such a klutz.
She's like, at least you're alive, right? Here, and take my hand.
I'm here to save you. Her hand literally like covered in blood. That's a good that's a good, like, I don't know, not metaphor, like parallel, because that's literally, she has blood on her hands.
Yeah.
She's saving Mio with the hand that murdered. Like, she literally has blood on her. Like, this shot in particular, like, really shows off exactly what happened. This is what I'm talking about. I want more shots like this, more memorable shots where, like, you can see, like, oh, hey, visual storytelling in anime. That's crazy. because she's offering a helping hand with the hand that has blood on it. So, and then Studa's like, yay, I saved you, we're all safe now. And then Mio's like, you're a fucking monster.
She's like, how can you smile like that?
You
murderer.
Just fucking killed that. That was a dude. That guy had a family. I'm like, but he was trying to kill you. He had you can't just kill people. So, and that's where the series ends, or that's where the season ends. And I think that's a great ending of the season. Definitely core Okuchi plot twist, like not necessarily a plot twist, but more like, because it's not necessarily having to do with like the main plot. It's more like a character arc twist, I guess you could call it.
I wish we could show the clip because it's so cool. Like all the colors go like negative. Like you hear like the harsh beeping from like a gunshot basically, and like just the whole squish of a guy.
The whole squish of a guy. Cris, 2023.
And she just like pops out and goes, haha, I'm such a klutz. It's fucking insane.
Again, scene show available to watch for free on YouTube. Go check it out. But yeah, it's definitely one of those scenes that I had to watch a couple of times, because I'm like, because when I was first watching it, I wasn't even paying attention to what anyone was saying. I was just like, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. Because again, like, it's not necessarily like, I'm pretty sure Stiletto was like killing people out there in the Gundam, but like, it was the way that it was shown makes a huge difference.
She was like kind of, I don't think it's like meant that she like killed them. I think she was just kind of like, I mean, because she did like blow up a bunch of Gundams.
Yeah,
but I don't
those
think
Gundams
they,
did blow up, and they are in the vacuum of space. So what do you think happened to them?
I mean, but I don't know.
They're fine. Like they're fine.
They're fine. It's like not inferred, right?
Even if they did die, there's a difference between like, oh, their plane got shot down in a mech battle versus like the guy got squished and his blood is everywhere.
Yeah, like I don't know. It's just like a whole external piece of like her just slamming the hand down.
like it's
brutal.
The characterization of that is just like you. Even I was like, because again, that scene earlier where her mom's like, yeah, it's okay, you know, to kill in self-defense or whatever. Like, sure, that scene of her mom saving her by killing a guy had a very different tone compared to when Stiletto basically did the same thing. It's a lot of how you did it and how you reacted to it. Because her mom, like, you know, just kind of shot the guy in the head, and she was very, like, cold about it. She was like, well, you know, I didn't want to do that, but I did what I had to do because I had to save you, you know? And, you know, the guy went out very, you know, quickly and cleanly. Meanwhile, when Stiletto did it, you know, she did it very graphically, and then she was all smiles and fun times about it, you know?
Well, it's also, like, a flip, too, because from the jump, like, you already don't trust Prospera, so her killing someone is just like, yeah, of course, she would do that.
Yeah.
But then immediately seeing Stiletto do it.
It comes apart, like, again, it's not necessarily a plot twist, but, like, a character twist.
Yeah, you're like, whoa.
Which, if you want to see more of that, go watch Princess Principal, because there's a lot of character twists in that, which Okuchi also wrote for. I'm gonna coin that phrase. I'm gonna copyright it. Instead of a character twist, instead of a plot twist, it's a character twist. Because again, this doesn't necessarily impact like the main plot. Like the main plot is still gonna like go as normal whether she did this or not. But like the fact that she did it definitely impacts like their relationship and like how you perceive Stiletto as a character and like, you know, all this other stuff. So like and then that's how it ends. So very good hook for season 1.
Literally ends with Mio calling her a murderer.
Because that's what you gotta sit with for like, if you're watching this as it aired, that's what you gotta sit with for like 6 months until the next season comes out. So I'm curious how they're gonna like try to like explain this and be like, oh, Selena's like, no, I was just trying to save you, and Mio's like, I understand that, but you didn't have to be such a fucking psychopath about it. Now I don't trust you, you know, all that stuff. I'm interested. This is what I like. I prefer that it ended on a twist like this as opposed to like a plot twist, you know?
Yeah, there's a 3-month gap. Like that episode aired and then 3 months later.
January 2023 to...
It was April 9th.
Yeah.
So it was like a 3-4 month gap of like that's what you have to sit with.
So yeah, very cool. Is there anything else? And I think that's about speaking of endings and gaps, I think that's about our discussion. Well over 2 hours. Anything else?
I didn't mean to doubt you like that. That's on me.
Don't ever. I'm holding back on this 2 hours 20 minutes. You don't even understand. I didn't even talk about how Choo Choo's racist.
She is so racist.
She's from the Earth, and I mean, in her defense, like, the Spatians, the people from space, are racist towards her. So, like, I mean, it shows how, like, you know, the only reason she hates Spatians is because Spatians hate them, and the reason they hate each other is racism is bad, kids.
Yeah, it's that whole divide of, like, people in space are better than people from Earth, and Choo Choo's whole being is like, I'm gonna prove that you're wrong.
Yeah. I'm gonna prove that you're not better than me. I'm better than you.
Does she I don't want to say it in case it spoils.
Does she
punch somebody in the first 12 episodes?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Again, don't know if that's a spoiler or not, or if I just don't remember. What's this screenshot? Oh, just oh yeah, this was a really cool. Again, the directing is really good during the mech fights because they had like this laser beam shot and it was raining, and they had like this cool slowdown effect. I'm weak to this kind of effect where it's raining and then they slow down. You can see the individual drops of rain. I love when media does that.
Like,
go on.
For Gundam, it's fights first, like characters second.
I guess it's just that, like, story-wise, I'm more invested in the characters than the actual fights. But I guess the fights needed it more, I guess, because like there's less like plot weight behind the fights. So like the only way to make the fights interesting is to just make them hype as fuck, and that they did.
Well, that's how. I mean, I feel like that's why people watch mech anime even.
Yeah.
Is because the fights are always like so dope.
Oh yeah. I definitely when I watched like the second episode that had that fight, or like the first actual episode outside the prologue, I remembered. Oh yeah, I like mech anime. I forgot about that because
it's awesome.
Hype as hell. So yeah, I guess that just goes back to our like overall thoughts of the series. I know you like it 10 out of 10.
It's like I don't know, man. I love anime, and I try really hard to only.
Do you also like manga?
I do like manga. I've been reading One Piece.
Do you like Japan? Period.
I really want to go to Japan.
I can be your translator.
That would be dope. I would really like to go someday.
Dope AF.
Yeah, I really like the Japanese countryside. Like, I've seen a lot of like videos of like the mountains and stuff, and it looks really fun.
Sanseisu.
I also just really like how, for lack of a better term, how cyberpunk most of Japan looks.
Oh hell yeah!
Like,
no, you're right.
I just love it.
I also love the like difference between like, you know, being out in the countryside and seeing nothing but like mountains and rice fields, and then you go into Tokyo and it's just like this completely different world. It's crazy.
It's awesome.
Anyway, about Gundam, whack.
But yeah, so I this year I've seen a lot of good Gundam. I've seen a lot of good anime, and I try very hard to watch like good stuff. Like, but for really, like, this series is so good.
what about this series in particular are you? Is it just the characters that you really attached to?
I am very attached to Soletta and Miorin's relationship as a whole. It's like watching your own children, you know, like I'm so attached and invested, and I want them to be happy so bad, and like seeing them go through like turmoil, and especially like being able to like connect myself with both, because I've been through periods of my life where I have felt like how Soletta feels, or I felt like how Miorin feels, and sometimes how Goel feels, and like being able to connect like my own like life to these characters, it's just like insane.
Yeah, no, I agree. I feel like as far as like, you know, why this anime over, you know, other anime that might, you know, be a little better in some aspects, but like, you know, there is unique character arcs here, you know, like people, you know, complain about you know, Code Geass and whatnot about, you know, being very, you know, crazy and over the top, but like the uniqueness is what drive people to anime, you know. That's why people get so like that's why people get so like gun-ho about like random like side characters in anime, just because like, you know, it offers a unique experience that you can't get anywhere else, you know. Like I was watching Yofukashi no Uta, how you say that in English? I think it was Call Into the Night. And that's like plot-wise, it's not super interesting, but like it takes a very specific and unique concept of like, you know, what it means to stay up late, and expands on that into several characters and storylines. And, you know, if you have a particular interest in that subject field, then that's the only show that's gonna go that in-depth about it. You know,
and like, like I feel like also because this year I watched Jujutsu Kaisen and
I should watch
and
that.
Chainsaw Man.
I should watch that.
They're both very good, and there are sprinkles of scenes where it's like, oh, he's just like me, but like this whole like episode after episode, I'm like, these characters are like an extension of myself.
I get you. I feel you. And that may be, again, that's, you know, maybe that's why we have such different opinions. I mean, I still like the show. I still connected with the characters too, but like clearly not as deeply as you did. And, you know, I think that's what makes anime really cool, is that, you know, everybody can take a different experience out of it and, you know, see something else in it.
Yeah, it's the relatability, like,
yeah. That you can't, that like, I don't know, I'm not gonna say that you can't get in other medium, but anime is particularly good about taking something that's very niche and, you know, expanding on it in a very wide way, or expanding on it in a very way that, like, if you relate to that niche, then like you're definitely going to attach to it more than you would, you know, a show that's kind of like about something more broad, right?
Yeah, exactly. And like,
which is my problem with a lot of Western media, is that it's way too goddamn broad.
Well, and like, cause this show, it tackles a lot of real life problems, and like a lot of like stresses that you would feel in like a normal everyday. And I feel like a lot of, even some other like anime, they just don't do it. And like, sure, like they have their own story and their own perspective that they're showing. Like if you're watching something like Baki, I don't expect to know about politics in the world. I want to see the dude do fight, yeah. But like this show like tackles a lot of like important topics, and Gundam always has.
Oh yeah, and especially with I'm take a drink every time I say Okuchi. Again, I think his style of writing, combined with like Gundam's themes of like anti-war and, you know, like new types and stuff, I think that really works out well to like create a very, very unique show.
Yeah, it's just, it's so good. And after I had like completed this show, and I like was reading other people's opinions of it, and like even just like in talking with you about it, like just having those differing opinions of like, it's so cool to like see how other people like treat it.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely was very. I have a more deeper appreciation about this show after this discussion. So mission accomplished. Just because, like, yeah, again, like talking, like, yeah, even though it might have some, like, you know, holes in its writing, you know, the emotions of the characters are still work out really well. So I like it.
Shout out Studio Sunrise. They stay putting out good stuff.
But hey, guess what? We're not done. There's a whole half-ass other part of the show to watch.
It's another 12 episodes, and by golly, does it go somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And we will cover those, but not, that won't be the next thing we do. I'm sorry.
What are you doing next week?
Well,
is Bleach back on?
Well, I apologize. I forgot to tell you. Didn't I tell you? I thought I told you something that I would find something to. I do want some sort of break between.
Oh, that's fine.
This, so we will do Gundam after the next thing that we do. So if you're just interested in Gundam, just go watch the second season of Gundam. But the actual next show that I'm gonna cover immediately is...
If you care about Gundam, wait for the next part to come out, and while you're waiting, go watch Mobile Suit Gundam: The Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Is that also on YouTube? I know I know the Gundam YouTube channel just uploads a lot to their a lot of series to their just YouTube channel. Anyway,
Gundam Info, right?
Yeah, next anime is Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Pokemon Horizons 2023.
Oh my god, they do have it.
Nice. Gotta get below the duck. But yeah, I'm gonna be talking about Pokemon Horizons episodes 1 to 16. Again, I have a Pokemon Sun and Moon is one of my favorite anime of all time. And I was a little bit disappointed of Pokemon Journeys, I think it was. And I didn't actually end up finishing Journeys. I probably should at some point because it's not like that bad. It's just like, you know, I have high standards. But then
is Journeys the one on Netflix?
Don't watch Pokemon on Netflix. Don't watch Pokemon Dub.
No, I'm asking.
The 2019 series, the Sword and Shield series.
There was a Pokemon that E and I watched on Netflix in like an Airbnb that we really liked.
I don't know. This one is about this is the Scarlet and Violet anime. And I wasn't initially, like, it does look interesting because it doesn't star Ash, but I wasn't initially interested in it because I didn't even play the Scarlet and Violet video game. But Dom says that this is good, and Dom never watches anime. So I'm willing to give it a try. So that's also who that will probably be with. And again, as per usual, other people are welcome to join if they've watched the anime.
Why does Dom hate anime?
He has a very low tolerance. You know, there's a certain level of anime BS that's in every single anime. And you know how it goes, like, you know, fan service shots or just like general anime logic that you kind of just need to be an anime fan to understand or enjoy. Dom just has a very low level of tolerance for anime BS. So
I will hunt you down. I don't even know if he's here or if he's watching. I will hunt him down if he does not watch this Gundam show. I will hunt.
Would he even like? I think he would like it. I think I would say this Gundam show has a low level of anime BS.
I've never let Dom down, so he would have to trust me.
I keep trying to recommend him shows, and I keep forgetting that he has I tried to recommend him Konosuba that has a very high level of anime BS in it, and that was my bad. But then I learned, and I recommended him Princess Connect, and he didn't effing watch it. And I know he would like Princess Connect, and nobody believes me. But anyway, yeah. Dom just likes, you know, like, I don't want to say normie anime, but like anime that have very low amounts of anime BS. So like, you know, like Spy Family, or you know, like a kid's show. You know what I mean?
Oh man, you know what you and I, after the next Gundam, you know what you and I should cover next? I still have to watch it.
What?
We should watch Digimon Ghost Game.
Oh boy, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. There's I still have Bleach, and there was another show that I wanted to cover, but it got delayed, so I guess we'll do it some other time.
Oh yeah, that's the one that you told me about, that you were like, it's no worries.
It was Zom 100 that I wanted to cover because the summer season just ended, and so I wanted to cover an anime from summer season, and Zom 100 looked really cool, but then it got delayed, and they can't secure a time slot because baseball or whatever.
Football?
I don't know.
Isn't it football season right now?
Or I don't know.
Baseball season like just ended.
I don't know anything about sports.
Well,
all I heard that the last 3 episodes were delayed, and they couldn't. They're gonna have trouble releasing it because they can't find a time slot.
Listen, the only sport I care about is baseball, and I'm here to tell you that it's over.
I don't know. Whatever's going on in Japan, we'll cover Zom 100 whenever it comes out. Anyway, let's try Pokemon. Episodes 1 to 16. I'm told that's about, I think there's like 24 episodes out currently. But I usually like to keep just the amount of anime that I can watch in 1 week with everything that I have going on is usually like from 12 to 15. So and apparently 15 is in the middle of a 2-episode arc, so we're going to do 16, so there we go. There's the logic behind that.
There you go. Perfect.
And Dom will be there, and also Yish has expressed interest in being there, and also you are also invited to be there if you wanted to watch the first 16 episodes of Pokemon.
I bet I can convince Poke to watch it.
All
I gotta do is be like, let's watch Pokemon, and they'll be like, okay.
I was gonna say, doesn't sound... Poke is into Pokemon. I don't know. Poke is into Pokemon, obviously, so I don't know why they haven't already watched this anime, but whatever. But yeah, as per usual, if you want to watch this with us, you have 2 weeks to watch the first 16 episodes. So, and then probably after that, then we'll get back to Gundam. So,
yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Shoutouts to VOD watchers.
Hey, thanks for checking out Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury. I appreciate that.
Yeah. So, thank you all for watching, and thank you to the debut of Cris. The debut of Cris. Thank you for...
It's me.
Thank you for talking Gundam with me.
Anytime.
I'm here at the very last second. Tevin, are Sundays...
it's Tevin!
Are Sundays not good for you? Because, like, you're supposed to be the anime guy, and you're never here during the anime discussions? But hey, whatever.
You shouldn't do these on Sundays.
Well, when should I do them?
I don't know. Fridays?
Yeah, maybe Fridays. It's just that, actually, I think I originally just did it on Sundays because I originally was doing Bleach with Azared, and Azared has work on Friday, and Dom streams on Saturdays. I would like to not overlap him, but sometimes it just happens, so it just ended up being Sundays, but it's also sometimes been Fridays and Saturdays.
What's the video game day? Tuesday? You should do it on Tuesdays.
Maybe. Anyway... yeah, we'll see about it. But that's it. I hope you all enjoyed. Gundam's really cool. Thanks for watching. Thanks, Cris, for joining me.
Yeah.
Do you have any parting words?
Please watch Mobile Suit Gundam: The Witch from Mercury. Thank you.
There you go. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. There's still even if you watch this without watching the actual show, There's still half a show for you to watch without spoilers, so there you go. Go ahead, don't do that.
I promise you'll like it.
It's free on YouTube.
It's free. It's so free.
Okay. So that's it. Goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Stay fresh, cheese bags. One more time. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Is that your outro?
Yes, it's my outro. Do I have to show you the meme? There's nothing wrong with stay fresh cheese bags.
I mean, it's hard to let a cheese bag go bad, right?
Exactly.